you came to see? I'm the main event. Who you wanna be? I'm the main event. Who they pay to see? I'm the main event. I'm who you gotta be. I'm the who they came to see. I'm the main event. Who you wanna be? I'm the main event. Who they pay to see? I'm the main event. I'm who you gotta be. I'm the final boss. I'm the big man. Just like Bret Hart, homie, I'm the hitman. Always on time, like a shipman. You know I'm the shit, ain't shit changed. Take a big shot, never made range. You look a little sus for your big face. If I hold the title, it'll never change. Never mid-card, I'm the big man. You came to see, I'm the main event. Who you wanna be? I'm the main event. Who they pay to see? I'm the main event. I'm who you gotta be. I'm the who they came to see. I'm the main event. Who you wanna be? I'm the main event. Who they pay to see? I'm the main event. I'm who you gotta be. I'm the
Yo. Shout out Ashley Way for subbing to the channel. I believe that's her first sub, so that's a way to kick off the stream. What up, y'all? We got Dom, we got Chris, we got Sophia, we've got DeMarco, we've got Ashley, Alexander, Keely, Greg. What's up, y'all? Happy Monday. I'm just gonna say this right now. What up, BJ? I'm just gonna say this right now. I might be absolutely miserable through this entire stream, so I'm gonna need you guys to help me get through this. Dead serious. It is like 93 degrees Fahrenheit in my apartment right now. What up, Jeff? How you doing, man? I'm wearing a Yeet shirt as well. Listen, there is so many comments on my last videos about how I need to wear a shirt with sleeves. Listen, unless someone's gonna pay for a big AC unit to go into my apartment, bigger than the one I already have, y'all can deal with me with no sleeves, because this is too damn hot. Okay, to give you an idea, I have a fan here. I have a fan literally, you can almost see it like right here in the doorway, because the AC in the kitchen is too far away from this room, and this room has the most electricity in it. Figure out the kick password yet? No, DeMarco, I actually, like, okay, so I was like active in my chats over the weekend for TikTok, or sorry, for Instagram, but I was actually dealing with a massive thing of heat stroke this weekend, so I literally did nothing. So that's on me, but it is what it is. We'll get there. So I will figure out kick for, I don't know, probably SmackDown. Yeah, literally heat stroke is the worst. Why can't I go live? Show camera. I am showing camera. Show camera. Now let's go live. Mona is at Raw. Mona is at Raw. I did see that. Deadass forgot about Kick. There's still like one person subscribed to my Kick. Yo, DeMonte with a 5 bomb. Thank you so much, buddy. W's in the chat for your boy DeMonte. Monday Raw Roulette. Oh, do you guys remember Raw Roulette? Yo, Raw Roulette was the shit. I don't know if you guys remember that. That was just a really shitty gimmick that Vince decided to put together. But I genuinely loved Raw Roulette. I don't know about you guys. But I loved Raw Roulette. So yeah, guys. Okay, on the political side, damn, your house is as hot as it is outside here in Tuscan or Tucson. Is that Tucson? Yeah, it is. It's almost 100 degrees inside my apartment right now. I can't remember. Raw Roulette was dope, though. I remember it. I really enjoyed Raw Roulette. Did you hear that it's summer? Yes, well, it is summer, but I also live in a building that was built in 1949, 1951, something along those lines. So, AC units are portable and they're garbage. So, yeah. So, I'm struggling with that right now. So, there might be like some outfit changes throughout the night. Definitely going to be changing my hats, so please don't redeem please don't redeem the change your hat thing. Yo, what up, Javi? What up? This is My Brutality over on TikTok, guys. If you are over on the TikTok chat, make sure you're tapping that screen share in the live. TikTok stream is a little couple seconds delayed. Yeah, it always is, Javi, but thank you. Pour cold water over your head. I'm actually probably gonna I've got one towel in my freezer right now that's cooling down, so probably like half an hour, maybe an hour into the show I'll probably be doing that. Like, listen, this just came out of the freezer and it's dripping. Like, it's like, look at that. Like, you can see the water at the bottom of it. It's gross. All right, guys, we are 7 seconds away. They have ceased fire. They have ceased fire. Hey, guys, if you want to talk politics, we can, but all I'm going to say, my opinion on it is, this is my only opinion, and this is how it will stay. Money is not worth the lives and safety of the people that you work with. What up, Park? That's all I'm going to say. Money is not worth it. And if they go, they are putting up a major target for a retaliation. That's all I'm going to say. So, I hope they don't go. I hope there's a major announcement tonight. I hope they don't go. But we will see. Forever. Scotty, God damn it.
Together.
And this is the capital city of Ohio, Columbus, rich in WWE history, hosting events like the 2002 King of the Ring, 2015 Money in the Bank, and 2021 Extreme Rules. And speaking of King of the Ring, tonight we determine who faces
Thanks,
Randy
Elijah.
Orton
Appreciate
in
that. Are
Saturday's
you watching WWE? Yes,
finals.
Leslie, I am. Guys, if you're over on YouTube and you're new to the channel,
And will it
please
be
make
this
sure
man,
you
the former world
follow the
champion,
YouTube
main
channel.
event, Jey Uso looking for the fastest path possible back
What's up,
to the
Nemi?
title. Or will it be the former undisputed WWE champion, the American Nightmare, Cody Rhodes? Two friends squaring off tonight. On the women's side of things, who will face Asuka in the Queen of the Ring finals? Will it be Roxanne Perez?
Okay, Roxy.
Becoming a prominent part of the Judgment Day.
Okay, Roxy.
Or SmackDown's Jade Cargill.
What the hell
The
are
powerhouse hopes
Lububus?
to advance to Saturday.
Are these like Furbies for the new age?
She's the new Women's Intercontinental Champion, the man, Becky Lynch. And tonight she has her work cut out for her. The renewal
Who's winning?
of a long-time rivalry.
Now
Becky
that
Lynch
Randy's
defends
through,
against
I'm
the
going to say
passionate,
Cody.
Emotional and hungry Bayley. Bayley versus Becky for the Intercontinental Championship live tonight. And Columbus hosts WWE's
Goldberg gonna
flagship
kick
show
off the
for
show?
23rd time tonight. It's live at the Nationwide Arena, Monday Night Raw.
Okay, Seth. Okay, Seth, we see you. Nah, Liv Morgan won't be there. Oh, Columbus is alive. Yo, Ignorant, what up, man? It's like 90 degrees out. How you in leather? How you in leather like that, bro?
Bronson Reed, Braun Breaker, and Mr. Money in the Bank, Seth freaking Rollins.
Yo, Scotty, thank you so much for using your Prime sub. Yo, you're on the way right now. 7 subs already on the day. Let's go.
Pat McAfee is off this week. I'm joined by Corey Graves.
Yes,
What
Corey
a way to kick
Graves.
off the evening. Raw on Netflix. Mr. Money in the Bank. For all intents and purposes, Seth freaking Rollins may be the most dangerous superstar in WWE
Well,
right
you know,
now.
Seth Rollins and company are not making many friends, but they're making a lot of enemies. Take it back to last week, Fatal 4-Way, King of the Ring qualifier.
Braun Breaker would
Pat
shove Jey
McAfee's busy
Uso
right
off
now.
of the top rope, but then a domino effect of superstars. Breaker would take out Sami Zayn.
Penta
and be
taken
met
out.
by Penta soaring
Yo, is
through
the audio
sky.
too loud for you guys?
Bronson Reed, Braun Breaker, and Seth Rollins certainly having no issue making enemies, and the hothead LA Knight would return.
We do not need
shove
Mike Rome.
Bronson all
Stop
the
it.
way from the top rope and
Anime,
punch
stop
Jey
it.
Uso's ticket to his
Stop it.
showdown with Cody tonight.
Yeah, but Friday
No.
night on SmackDown, the hothead, as you call him, LA Knight, would
Could
pay
be a bit
number
louder.
of tsunamis at the hands of Bronson
Damn.
Reed.
It's
LA
super
Knight is
loud in
out
my head.
indefinitely, ladies and gentlemen. A
LA
bruised
Knight's-
sternum,
LA
separated
Knight's
rib cartilage
out
because of the
indefinitely.
damage by Breaker and
There's
Reed.
an announcement.
Friday night on SmackDown.
Okay. Anime. Stop it, man. Stop it. So many signs. I love it. To be fair, if Muhammad Hassan did join Seth Rollins' faction, he would be so over because he would take away the whole John Cena's ruining wrestling thing. Or he would save WWE from having to go to Saudi. Great pass, Paul. Great pass. It's a great pass. Muhammad Hassan was your teacher? That's sick.
Welcome to Monday Night Rollins. I am a visionary. I am a revolutionary. I am.
Yeah, we having fun. We having fun out here in Columbus.
Columbus, you are sending me mixed signals here. And so let me ask you a question. All of you, everyone in this building, what do you want?
Oh, what do you want? We want Punk. Hey guys, am I live on the YouTube Shorts too, or no?
Exactly. 1 minute, you're chanting for CM
I don't think so,
Punk.
Scotty, no.
The next minute, you're chanting for the OTC.
Yes.
The minute after that, you're barking for the dog. The minute after that, you're singing my song.
Yes. Yes to everything, Seth. Perfect. Wrestlers
it's
calling out
painfully
toxic
obvious
fans?
to me
Facts, DeMonte.
That
Facts.
you have no damn idea what you want, and so I do not care what you want.
Facts. This is good. This is very
You
good.
don't know what's good for you, so you need people like me, visionaries like me, to tell you what is good for you.
Seth sounds like a disappointed stepdad. Love it.
Now let's try a little experiment here. Let's try an experiment. Let me see if you can wrap this around your tiny little brains.
Put Kathy Kelly in Fortnite.
You see, even the things that you think you want are because of me.
Ooh, he might not be wrong here.
Roman Reigns, the OTC. Roman Reigns exists because of me. CM Punk, right? CM Punk says he came back to WWE because you chanted his name.
Where are you going here, Seth? Where are you going here, Seth?
CM Punk is back in WWE because this company wanted to cash in on how much I hate CM Punk.
You know what?
And that's the truth.
Seth's starting to sound a little bit about
Cody
like Drew right now.
Rhodes,
Seth's
the
sounding a bit like
American
Drew
Nightmare.
right now. No lies being told.
There is no second coming of Cody Rhodes unless I am there to put him on the map. World Heavyweight Championship, I was the first. NXT Championship, I was the first. Those things exist as they are because I built them in my image.
Can somebody tell me where he's telling a lie?
I am the creator. I am the prime mover. I am the past. I am the present. And this is the future of this company.
What a promo from Seth Rollins.
And between me and my oracle here,
The Oracle.
we know a thing or two about revolutions, don't we, Paul?
The
And
Oracle.
every revolution faces opposition.
Yes, but the Universal
And I will
Championship
deal with
doesn't
that
exist anymore.
opposition diplomatically until that opposition pushes me and pushes me and pushes me and forces my
Stop driving.
hand, and that is exactly what happened to L.A. Knight.
Yeah.
He stuck his nose in our business,
The
and
Revolution.
he got
No.
tsunami after tsunami after tsunami for his troubles.
Facts. Facts.
And in a few minutes' time, my dog, Braun Breaker, has an opportunity to do the same thing to another person who has been a thorn in our side.
Zero. I didn't know that match was tonight.
Let me spell this out for you, plain and clear. There are a lot of people who think they've got what it takes to exist at the very top. Champions like John Cena
All right, so we know.
and Gunther, or their prospective challengers, CM Punk, Goldberg,
Boo.
or those people left in the King of the Ring, Cody Rhodes, Jey Uso, the Viper,
Yo.
Randy Orton.
Yo, seriously though? Hall of
But what
Famer
these men
after Hall of Famer,
fail
future
to
Hall of Famer,
understand
crazy.
They are all running a race for second place.
Yo, Seth not telling lies. Not a single lie told.
This is the finish line. This is the end game. It has and always will be Seth freaking Rollins.
Great promo.
Well, Mr. Money in the Bank believes he is the cause and effect of just about everything in WWE. And Corey,
top tier
he's
from
placed
Seth.
the target clearly on this man.
I assure you, Rollins isn't going to take too kindly to being interrupted by Penta, but I don't think Penta cares very much about that. We are in for a banger, Cole.
Are we? Also, MrTeshk, did you end up watching that TikTok I sent you? I know I watched it, I just don't remember what it had to do with. Damn it, that promo gave my phone screen a heart-on. Did it already have a heart-on?
Up next, Penta takes on the unpredictable badass Braun Breaker. This match is presented by Credit One.
By
It's
Credit
live
One.
on
Another
Netflix.
new sponsor. Another new sponsor. Yay. Oh no, we don't go to commercial.
Well, Corey, moments ago, you saw Seth Rollins giving the marching orders to Braun Breaker. Seth saying earlier that, listen, I'll deal with you diplomatically until you push it too far. And this thing started with Penta. Him and Breaker had some issues in the past, but this really
Credit
started
One
the night before Money in
goes
the Bank with the
on
attacks
all the lucha
SmackDown.
masks. Ah, that would be
Well, we
gross.
saw what
Who's
happened to
putting
LA
through the
Knight
Slim
when
Jim table tonight?
diplomacy
I don't know.
failed.
I'm just loving this
Tsunami
put
after
Kathy
tsunami
Kelly on
after
Fortnite
tsunami,
thing.
and I know
This is
Penta doesn't
awesome.
know the meaning of the word fear, but it might be a little healthy in this instance.
Seth Rollins and Paul Heyman, along with Bronson Reed, will exit the ring as Penta looks to go one-on-one with Braun Breaker for the second time in their careers. A lot to unload after what Seth Rollins talked about earlier on. Called himself, Corey, the past and present, and then pointed at Breaker and Reed, calling them the future of this company.
And listen, just because you don't like Seth Rollins' opinion of himself doesn't mean it's wrong. There were a lot of truth in the words that Rollins just spoke. A lot of WWE as we know it can be credited to the performance of the visionary throughout his incredible career.
Well, it also claims the existence of the likes of Roman Reigns and CM Punk and Cody Rhodes here in WWE.
Here, everybody
today
check out
is
my story. Hold on.
Of Seth Rollins.
If you have me on IG, check out my
You know,
story.
Rollins did mention a lot of firsts in his career. What he did not mention was the first ever to cash in Money in the Bank at WrestleMania. That's the last time he had the contract. He become a world champion.
That was the first time Rollins cashed in. Can you imagine how epic the next time will be?
Power, absolute power. That is what Rollins says the contract gives him and his group of mercenaries. As Breaker and Penta get set to go one-on-one. Got to give Paul Heyman credit as well. Always seems to align himself on the right side of things. Or weasels his way in.
Oh, listen, don't be casting
They just
insults.
want
Heyman
to
was
do,
only a few feet in front of us,
wow.
But much
Anime,
like Seth freaking Rollins,
dude.
Paul Heyman has been a
Dude,
visionary
that's
throughout
offside.
his incredible Hall of
Guys,
Fame
if you're over on the
career.
TikTok,
A
make sure you
true
tap on that screen and share
revolutionary.
the live.
You heard Rollins give credit where it's due.
Heyman just fumbled the briefcase here at ringside. Not sure if he's nervous or what the case may be.
I think, if anything, Heyman's excited. His hands might be a little sweaty because of what Braun Breaker is capable of doing.
His
to
hands are
Penta.
probably
Matchup is
sweaty
underway.
because
Second time
it's
these two
hot
have
as
gone one-on-one in
fuck
their
out here.
careers, and Braun Breaker gonna
Yay, Kathy
Penta
Kelly.
wait.
I don't even know if that's PG.
Who played that?
strategy from Heyman.
Yo, Romeo, thank you so much for the follow. And who played that? Who played that?
Now Seth Rollins gave Braun Breaker his marching orders. Take out Penta tonight. Penta, one of those superstars who decided to become enemies with Seth Rollins.
It didn't even show up who played that, but thank you so much, whoever played the sound alert.
Once again, and Penta now needs to keep the pace quickened in this match court.
And no doubt about it, Braun Breaker came out.
Oh, well, DeMonte, thank you so much, but it didn't even pop up.
The luchador, but Penta's turned the tides very, very quickly.
It's been a great start to his WWE career here. He was the Iron Man of the Royal Rumble earlier this year. Oh, nice cross body off the springboard to Breaker, and Breaker taken down.
That's what Penta's going to have to do, stick and move. You don't want to get caught in the clutches of the powerhouse Breaker.
It's so hot.
And Penta.
It's so hot.
Right into the midsection of Braun Breaker.
Grab all the wind out of you, no matter how massive your chest is. Breaker looking for respite on the other side of the ring.
It's
Closer.
pretty incredible, Corey.
Bring the fan closer.
Penta's accomplished around the world over the past number of years, that he's right here in the center of the ring in WWE.
Exactly where Penta belongs. Now he's going to take to the sky.
Breaker just intercepts him and then drops him on the back of his head.
That superhuman closing speed possessed by Braun Breaker. An absolute mutant of an athlete.
Got that dog in him, as Seth Rollins likes to say. And you know, what a pick by Rollins.
What's it like having your own personal sauna? Listen, if I decide to,
for lack of a better term, that began at WrestleMania.
And that sort of decision does not happen by accident. Paul Heyman is always thinking several steps ahead, and Heyman clearly realizes Braun Breaker is the future of WWE. And he's still moldable at this point.
And if you remember back to Breaker's times in NXT, when he was a two-time NXT champion and a tag team champion as well, Paul Heyman went on record while Breaker was in NXT and said that he thought the future of this industry was the man in the ring right now, Braun Breaker. So obviously Heyman's been scouting him for a very long time.
It's so hot that I wouldn't need to borrow any baby oil.
Man with zero fear. Breaker drops him just like that.
Sometimes a little fear can go a long way when it comes to self-preservation. When you're dealing with someone as badass as Braun Breaker. What a backbreaker.
And here's the cover on Penta. Penta kicks it too. The intense and powerful Braun Breaker.
That is true. He did take it all.
And I think
he did take it all.
Heyman has been working with Braun Breaker to control Braun's
You got
temper.
weeks worth
in the past. I mentioned LA Knight being a hothead. Braun Breaker
from
suffers the same sort of affliction.
Just let it leak off my body.
Stay in check. He's going to be even more dangerous than he already is.
Oh,
just let it leak off my body.
This group. Bronson's been a hothead in the past, trying to harness those emotions and
listen,
use them to their advantage.
I think Liv deserves to win a Rumble, but I don't think it's next year because they have so many others.
Heyman and Rollins have already done a great job of
this dude hates
Oh,
Bianca.
Man,
you must also believe The Undertaker and Kane are brothers.
He runs the ropes and drops Penta with a vicious clothesline.
A wicked grin creeping across
when you listen to rumors on the internet, makes you look educated.
It's his first day here. He's been trying to keep up with me. You're never gonna beat me, ever.
Braun can't take a pin here, Kenny.
Braun Breaker these days is the confidence goal. Seth Rollins
he does have a lot more confidence, that's for sure.
Instilled even deeper confidence in this, for all intents and purposes, rookie in Braun Breaker.
Indeed, and Braun Breaker now having his way with Penta. He's always been a very confident.
I would rather start an OF
NXT,
than do that.
Again, last couple of months, more confident
and that's not
than I've
happening.
Ever seen him before, and now just torturing Penta.
Breaker's done a fantastic job to this point of keeping Penta grounded.
Think about Breaker too. He has all the tools, right?
I completely agree.
I mean, intense, powerful, authentic as can be.
I mean, case in point, Penta is used to having a distinct speed advantage over
Tegan
most of his
started one.
opponents.
Yes, I know.
Probably not the case when it comes to Breaker tonight.
And a right hand drops Penta to the apron.
I don't?
Referee Eddie Arango working this matchup. First one of the night here on what should be a stellar night on Monday Night Raw. King and Queen of the Ring semi-final matchup to see who goes to Night of Champions Saturday. Of course, Becky
That's
and
why
Bayley
I'm
meet for the Intercontinental
fans
title.
of Femi, Jade Cargill, Jacob Fatu, AJ Francis.
Got Braun Breaker reeling.
Do I have to go on? I can't believe I'm even engaging with this stupid conversation.
Momentum, pick up speed. Series of kicks takes down Braun.
That's why I have fucking AJ in my phone.
Big kick to the face.
Oh no!
What?
Oh no!
Hold on.
Angered Breaker momentarily, but Penta sends him over the top rope.
Big Al
now Penta
post
gonna launch
wrestling
into Breaker.
and
He got
video
caught.
game clips.
Braun Breaker catching
for
Penta,
more.
well, momentarily at least. Breaker into the post.
Penta bought himself a few valuable seconds to
Keep
recover.
hating on people?
Braun went
The only
face first
person I'm
into the
hating on
steal.
right
Now
now
what
is you
is
because
Penta
you're
cooking
you're
up?
feeding into
Penta the high flyer.
just a bunch of BS.
Buys himself some time.
Can we get some Tesh bath bombs? Ooh.
Penta's gonna fly.
Can you do the marketing for it?
Penta over the top.
Oh!
Tope con Hilo down
You know
goes
what?
Breaker.
You gotta have a set of balls to jump
Penta takes
over
out Breaker.
the
May have
top
hurt
rope
himself.
and just do a front flip and pray someone's gonna catch you.
Tremendous action live on Netflix.
Yeah, I did see that, DeMonte.
You know, Corey, one
In
of
a
the things
second.
that has impressed me about Penta since arriving on the scene here in WWE is the way that he's able to change his game and his offense depending upon who the opponent is and what they bring to the table in the ring.
One of the many reasons Penta's enjoyed success all around the globe. You have to be adaptable.
Mixing it up with a powerhouse like Breaker. He can
As
also take out the
entertaining
best
as this
luchadors. Now you see the
is.
official checking with Penta, who seemed to shake himself up as he came over the top rope to take Breaker out.
Tope con Hilo beautifully executed, but Penta was favoring, I believe it was his left leg upon landing. Have to see if that's going to play a factor as this match progresses, because Braun Breaker will not miss an opportunity to pick apart any sort of potential injury.
See, I studied you at Worlds Collide, AAA.
I was gonna ask you.
Trying to learn some of these lucha moves. Oh, and a big
Corey
kick to the ear.
Graves was
by
great
Penta.
at AAA.
And now Breaker stunned, and Paul Heyman here at ringside is showing a bit of concern as he
Yeah, I don't know
looks
what they're
on.
gonna do with Night of Champions at
Could
this
be a
point.
big-time mistake from Penta, spending a little too much time staring down the Oracle.
Breaker turns it around like that. And Breaker buys himself some valuable time to regroup. The wise man, one of the most successful brains in the history of this industry.
Both. Whenever you're ready.
Bye-bye, bitch.
Dangerous situation for both of these superstars. Not a lot of real estate to work with on those turnbuckles.
Oh, and Breaker with a
Wait, what's happening with
couple
Night of
shots in the
Champions?
midsection into the
They should
punch to the
be.
head, now Braun Breaker. And he's as comfortable on the top rope as Penta.
Oh
is.
my God.
Oh my God!
First out of the top of the ring post.
He ain't getting up.
Oh my God!
You damage the ribs.
Look
you
at Michael
soften up
Cole and
Penta
Corey
for the
Graves.
Vicious
That
spear.
Damage the ribs. He may have liquefied
sounded
Penta's
horrible.
insides. That was incredible impact on top of the ring post. And it's only going to get worse for Penta.
And Breaker had a big smile on his face as he saw Penta trying to squirm away. And now Breaker going to
That
drive Penta
looked
face first
ridiculously
into our
bad.
announce table.
Oh God, Corey.
And Penta does not
Cole,
want to be
Corey.
there, and I don't want to be
Michael
here.
Cole,
Braun
move.
Breaker
Move.
on the apron. Breaker now, take it out, Penta, take it out the table. Everybody's down.
That had to hurt. That had to hurt. Yeah, Anime, I don't believe that for a second.
Breaker and Penta are down,
Oh.
ladies and gentlemen, behind our
It's a
announce table because
ceasefire.
of what just happened.
Oops, my
moments ago.
finger hit the
Braun
button.
Breaker with this patented move. First it was this, Corey. It was the ribs off the ring post.
Breaker followed up immediately with an epic clothesline from the apron over our announce table, taking everything out, including himself. And I don't know if the cameras picked it up. Breaker was favoring his knee for a moment.
And Penta continues to favor the right knee that we believe he hurt when he delivered the tope con Hilo moments ago.
I don't agree.
Breaker
just
mouthing off to you,
just
Corey,
don't
up the
go.
stage. I'd go over the
50
barricade if I
million.
were
Just
you.
don't go.
Retired, Cole.
As I said, I'd go over the barricade if I were you.
Meant from all athletics. Look at Breaker now stomping a hole into the solar
The
plexus.
fan,
of
are you
Penta.
okay?
I'm surprised Penta's even able to make it to a vertical base.
Wait,
at this
didn't
juncture.
Braun?
And he's still
Didn't
gonna
Braun
fight.
Breaker?
Boot right to the face and
Play
Penta
in the
fighting back.
NFL?
That's the thing about Penta.
Pretty sure he
Never say
did.
die attitude. Looked like he might have been going for the Mexican Destroyer there, Corey. And Breaker intercepted it and dropped knees into the already injured ribs. Cover on Penta. Kick out at 2.
The core, the rib cage of Penta is taking a beating tonight in this one. after being dropped across the
Somebody
top
look
of the
that
ring
up. I'm pretty
post.
sure Braun Breaker
And
played in
then
the
some.
NFL.
Take a look at the raw power of Braun Breaker. Double knees to the body. And credit to Penta for surviving that one.
And Breaker now
They'll go
dominating
by instead of Pyro, though.
Penta yet again.
Yeah, but if WWE sets
Our
off
announce
Pyro
table is an
outside
car
the
wreck.
arena,
Record time.
some people might take that as a sense of
And Penta
hostility
now.
and return fire.
What are we trying to do here?
Breaker using his massive arms. Just
Oh, we saw projectiles in the air. Yeah, it was Cody's Pyro. They hit the low.
Penta somehow trying to fight out of this predicament. Breaker just continues to wear Penta down.
That's fucking hilarious, actually.
Penta showing his never say die attitude. Hanging tough
Braun
in this
played
one.
for the Ravens.
Now
Okay.
off to Breaker. Penta gets some space. Looks to pick up the pace, kick to the hamstring. Breaker's down. Penta now. That sling blade drives Breaker face first into the mat. Penta's fired up.
This match is going for a while here.
Penta still favoring the right leg. Have to wonder how that may factor into this matchup. That the bruised ribs.
Whoa.
Oh, look at Penta. Uh-oh. And able to pull through. And Penta, nice suplex.
Into a bridge.
Hooks the leg. Breaker kicks out.
There you go, Park.
All right, Penta was going for a backstabber moments ago, and Breaker was able to
Put the brakes on,
Yeah,
and
prevent.
that could be a result of the damage and the attacks to the core of Penta. Doesn't have as much strength as usual.
And Penta
It's all
says
good, Jeff.
He's ready to go. Could be ready to put Braun Breaker away. Penta calling for the Mexican Destroyer.
Alabama
Braun
Slam.
Breaker, though,
Aw.
plays defense momentarily.
Opinion on the Toronto
Kick
Blue
to the
Jays?
face
Most
by
teams in
Penta.
Toronto are shit.
Breaker, incredible.
Oh!
What the hell was that? That
Rolled
was sick.
through into a high knee.
Here we go.
McAfee calls this the Frankensteiner. Cover for the win. Hook of the leg. Kick out by Penta. at
Alex,
two. What a match.
I live in Toronto. I'm allowed to say that.
Haven thought that was it. Penta able to stay in it.
All Toronto teams are
Take another
garbage.
look at the superhuman
If
athletic
Jade
ability
loses,
of
I'm
Braun
boycotting
Breaker, the
WWE.
Frankensteiner,
That's fair.
Taking
I think
Penta
Jade's the
halfway
best pick
across
right
the
now.
squared circle, but Penta somehow able to summon the will to kick out.
13,433 are in attendance tonight at the Nationwide
Yeah,
Arena,
DeMonte, you're
Columbus,
right.
Ohio. Breaker, Penta, first matchup of the night. It's been a great. And now Braun Breaker looked like he was setting up for the spear, intercepted by Penta. Penta caught again by Breaker. Military press, cover by Penta.
Eddie, watch
into
yourself.
The DDT.
Will this time be the charm?
Mexican Destroyer, cover by Penta.
Breaker
For the win.
taking-
Massive win.
Breaker
Kick out by
taking a
Braun, 2.5.
Mexican Destroyer is crazy. Getting that much
has
weight
got to
over
be
like that is
disheartening for
insane.
Penta. When you land your heaviest artillery, and it was heavy, spectacular
What a
Mexican
match.
Destroyer.
This is
right
a
on the
great
crown of
match.
Breaker's skull, and Braun kicks out.
It was the third time Penta attempted to go for the Mexican Destroyer in the matchup. Was able to hit. Breaker able to kick out, but Penta's got to keep his foot on the gas here.
How much gas does Penta have left in the tank?
How much gas does Breaker have left in the tank?
Penta thinking about the Penta driver.
Breaker, though, standing switch. Penta lands
Oh.
on his feet. Kick caught Breaker again.
I hate that sound when they get stuck in the ropes, a thud.
Breaker misses wildly. Penta springboard. Oh! And a spear! A spear out of midair! Breaker broke Penta in half!
Here is your winner,
Holy shit! That might be the wildest spear
All I
I've
can
ever
say
seen.
is, wow. Just wow.
Absolutely incredible.
Holy! Like, they
Great
didn't get
matchup,
all of it,
Great
but
performance
damn!
by Penta, but in the end, Braun Breaker, the unpredictable badass, lives up to his name. This is absolutely insane.
Look at this. Penta went to take it to the skies, and Braun Breaker nearly cut Penta clean.
Beautiful!
Look at this again. I think the official could have counted to about 15 after this. An epic
That
spear
was
right
awesome.
to the ribs. Massive W for Braun Breaker and company.
That
And meanwhile,
was
speaking of company,
awesome.
Seth Rollins has made his way down to ringside along with Bronson Reed to congratulate and celebrate with one Braun Breaker.
What's Seth seeing here? What do we got here? Oh.
This is your one warning. Stay out of my way.
We heard what Seth Rollins had to say. He kicked off the night tonight saying, I'll try to deal with things diplomatically.
What a
if
match.
you cross
That
me.
match was
However,
awesome. The
if you
promo,
force
the
my
match,
hand,
and we're
you're gonna
already
pay.
35 minutes into the show. That's
Pay at
crazy.
the hands of Breaker tonight.
Rollins reminding Penta, you've just been issued your one warning. Stay
Wow,
out of the
what a
visionary's way.
spear.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, switching gears now on Monday Night Raw. Liv Morgan suffered a serious injury last week on Monday Night Raw. I want to take you back to her matchup with Kairi Sane. And Corey, show us what happened here.
So what you're going to see here is Kairi Sane with a takedown of Liv Morgan. And Liv, as every superstar does, did her best to protect herself upon impact. Unfortunately, watch Liv's elbow. It would jam her right shoulder. And we understand that Liv Morgan is going to miss several months of action as a result.
Exactly, but let's talk about the tag titles if you don't mind.
Okay, here we go.
Nick, let me call you back.
Tag titles.
Adam, what's up, man? You wanted to see me? Yeah, man, look, I am unfortunately bearing bad news. You have heard about Liv Morgan? She is not the only member of Judgment Day to get bit by the injury bug.
Who's that?
Dom.
What? What do you do, strain his mustache?
I've seen the paperwork. It's legitimate. Unfortunately, the match at Night of Champions, it's off. I have to postpone it.
Dude, he's ducking me. You know what? I'm gonna go make sure he's hurt.
Trust me. You're first in line. When he is ready to go, the match is yours.
So Dom didn't want to
I'll be
travel?
ready. All right. Thank you.
Alan. Austin. Mind your business, AJ. Go on, go on.
All these champions dropping like flies. Shame, really.
And we actually wanted to come and talk to you about this new idea for a photo shoot that we got. Cause you
Photo shoot?
Yeah.
I want to talk to you about a match.
A match!
A match?
Next week. No. For those tag team titles.
Yeah.
Finn Balor and JD McDonough.
Yes.
You want to know why I want to talk about
Yes.
it? No, because it.
No. Don't you say
Is-
it.
Is.
No, you
not
say it.
official.
Fantastic.
Thanks for dropping by.
You're so bald!
Yes, I am.
Hey, Pissy.
Yeah.
Maybe don't treat my mates the New Day like that. Yeah?
Can we?
Well, the New Day going to defend their tag titles next week against
So
the
okay,
Judgment
so
Day.
from
Meanwhile, earlier
what I've
today,
heard,
I had the
rumor
opportunity
mill
to sit
is
down with Goldberg to talk to him
fans
about his match
or
with Gunther
wrestlers
2
have been
weeks from
given the
Saturday at
opportunity
Saturday
to
Night's Main
decide
Event.
if they want
That
to go to
exclusive
Saudi or
interview
not.
is live
I've heard
next on
this.
Netflix.
So I'm wondering if Dom doesn't want to go to Saudi Arabia. You know what I mean? So, yada what I mean?
Goldberg interview in just a couple of moments. Want to remind everyone, special start time next week, 6 o'clock Eastern, 3 o'clock on the West Coast for Monday Night Raw on Netflix. And still a lot more to come here tonight.
No
Wait,
doubt about it. The women's
6 p.m.
Intercontinental
Eastern next week?
Championship is on
Oh,
the
somebody's
line
gonna have to remind
as
me of
Becky
that.
Lynch defends against longtime friend turned rival Bayley.
And who's going to face Asuka Saturday in the Queen of the Ring finals? Will it be
Well,
Jade Cargill
maybe AJ
or
doesn't
Roxanne
want to go
Perez?
either.
They go one-on-one in a semifinal.
You can't have an
matchup
Intercontinental
tonight.
title match without the
These two are gonna
Intercontinental
have to do
Champion.
their best to put friendship aside because an opportunity to battle Randy Orton to become King of the Ring is at stake. The American Nightmare, Cody Rhodes, one-on-one with Jey Uso tonight.
And let's show you what's going to happen in 2 weeks at Saturday night's main event.
Jey Uso was the better man. Calls this for one night. Because on every other single night, I am untouchable.
Gunther is once again
Your world heavyweight champion.
I personally couldn't care less about Goldberg, but whatever. We're gonna get it. It's gonna be, it'll come, it'll go, and that'll be it.
Since I'm a target, I want to make it easy for you. I am right here.
Don't be confused, Gunther. Tonight, I'm here to celebrate you winning the World Heavyweight Championship because I've been there before. I understand how proud you must feel. One thing, a few months ago, you started something with me and my family in Atlanta, Georgia.
How can the greatest wrestler on that earth right now be impressed with a one-trick pony like you? Gage, I really hope for you that Bill is a better father than he is a professional wrestler.
I am gonna make sure that I end it in Atlanta, Georgia, July the 12th, Saturday night, main event. You're next!
All right, how many other people get excited hearing the Saturday night main event music? I do personally. I love that music.
Well, our main event tonight on Monday Night Raw is to determine who will face Randy Orton Saturday at Night of Champions in the King of the Ring finals. It could be this man. Main event, Jey Uso, the former world champion, takes on his friend Cody Rhodes live in our main event tonight. And again, remember, the winner of King of the Ring heads to SummerSlam to take on the champion of their respective brands.
Makes me all the warms and fuzzies. Hell yeah.
Could be Gunther, or it could be Goldberg. Earlier today, I had the opportunity to sit down with Goldberg for around 30 minutes for an interview that covered a wide variety of topics.
Are they going to give us a 30-minute interview?
Why he wants Gunther 2 weeks from
Yo,
Saturday.
Matthew, thank you so much for the follow over on Twitch. Guys, don't forget, exclamation point YouTube.
Bill, you made it very clear that you would seek revenge against Gunther after what he said about you and your family at Bad Blood last year. It appears that revenge is going to come 2 weeks from Saturday in Atlanta on NBC as part of Saturday night's main event. What is it about Gunther that puts you in this type of mood?
First and foremost, did you expect anything less of me? Did you think there was any way I was going to let that slide?
Zero.
Exactly. I take my family to a WWE event as a bystander, as a fan, trying to relax, no stress, don't have to worry about who I'm wrestling that night, don't have to worry about anything. Just got to go have fun. And I step into a verbal assault from Gunther. The lack of respect from him that I saw that night was pretty unbelievable. It was astonishing to me. Did he embarrass me in front of my wife? Absolutely. Did he embarrass me in front of my son? No question. Did he embarrass me in front of my fans and my adopted hometown of Atlanta? 100%. So there was absolutely no way I was going to let him get away with that. I didn't know when, I didn't know where I was going to seek my revenge and introduce him to who Goldberg really is, whether it's a 58-year-old man or a 28-year-old man. I don't care if I've got one foot in the grave. Nobody's ever going to talk to me like that and get away with it.
Or you looked like it.
So yeah, he embarrassed me in front of my family. And so as I'm vying for my retirement match and wondering who my opponent's going to be, I thought it was quite serendipitous that he stepped up and pretty much put himself into that spot.
Fair? Okay. At least he's confirmed it's the retirement
I think it was
match.
a logical choice because he ain't getting away with it. As long as I'm breathing and as long as I can step foot into that ring, I am going to make him pay. Michael, I am going to beat the out of Gunther Saturday night's main event.
It was a very emotional.
I don't think that was
Goldberg in this
PG.
interview. Now, when it was over, I asked Bill. I said,
I don't
"Is
think
this
that was PG,
definitive?
chat.
Your retirement match, your final match in professional wrestling." He looked me in the eye and he says, "Yes, it is." Then I said, "What happens if you win the World Heavyweight Championship?" Goldberg says, "Interesting dilemma, isn't it?"
Oh, it sure is, and you can guarantee that the World Heavyweight Champion, the Ring General Gunther, wants to make sure it's the last time the WWE Universe
we'll see
ever
what happens.
sees Goldberg as Gunther defends his gold against the man, the WWE Hall of Famer, Goldberg.
Oh, Judgment Day.
I miss Liv.
I do too, man.
We all miss Liv. I miss Liv too.
They got the Xbox and TV
We
back.
all know Liv. And we all know she wouldn't want us sitting around here sulking all day, okay? So come on, let's fire up. Dom, you're still Intercontinental Champion, okay? And once you get cleared by medical, you're gonna show AJ Styles exactly why they call you Dirty Dom. Roxy, you face Jade Cargill tonight. And when you beat her, you're gonna go on to become the Queen of the Ring. JD, me and you next week, we're gonna bring the tag team titles home to the clubhouse, all right? And speaking of tag team titles, Raquel, you are the women's tag team champions, okay? So chin up, everyone, we're good.
Yeah, but what about Pierce and Nick? They still haven't made a decision on Liv and I or these women's tag team championships.
Well, we'll cross that bridge when it comes, okay? But sitting around here complaining all day is not gonna help anyone.
Giddy, he said? What did you just say? No, what did you just say? Say it to my face.
Yes,
Come on.
that's it, exactly.
Look at
That's what we
Finn.
need. Get fired up. That's the enforcer I know. You can't just let Rhea Ripley walk all over you like she did last week. We need you as the enforcer. And the enforcer we know would go out there and make her pay for what she done last week.
You're right, yeah. I'll take care of Rhea.
Go on, get her.
Smash yourselves. But I still miss my güerita.
I know you do, Dom.
Everything's gonna be okay.
Hey, Dom. Moxie's got a match tonight.
Tonight?
Tonight.
Good luck.
Thank you.
Finn, just stir the pot. Just
Hey, Dom,
stir
how
the
about
pot.
FaceTime?
Have a little sympathy, Cole.
Just stir the pot, Finn.
A storm is coming.
Jade Cargill's about to be put to the test like
1
never
minute.
before.
Just saying. Why do I know this music? Oh, it's Stephanie. I was like, wait a sec. I know this
Just a
music.
second.
Oh.
Look, I just want to really wish you good luck tonight. And I'm sorry for being a bit weird last week. Nobody knows more than I do how much you've earned this title shot.
Yeah, you don't say. I didn't know that I needed your permission to get title opportunities
come on. You know
anymore.
that's not what
I mean,
I'm talking
it's
about.
like
That's
that
not
now,
what I'm saying.
Lyra.
Why would you...
Okay, I'm sorry. Look, this title match has been on my mind all week. Means a lot to me, but I promise, when I beat Becky tonight, you're first in line, okay?
Oh, that's so
Okay,
nice
I
of you,
just
Bailey.
want to make sure we're cool.
We're cool.
That's so nice of you.
Okay.
Okay, it's all good.
Good luck.
All right, thank you.
Lyra's a heel.
Bailey, a lot on her mind. She takes on
Steve,
Becky
pay
for the
attention.
Intercontinental title
I am
later on
paying
tonight.
attention.
Meanwhile, Roxanne Perez, the prodigy, looks to continue what's been a wild.
Oh my god, I thought Roxanne was about to headbutt
2025.
the
She
turnbuckle.
takes on Jade Cargill from Friday Night SmackDown. It's the semifinals of the Queen of the Ring tournament. The winner heads to Saturday, Night of Champions versus Asuka. Of course, that's a special start time of 8 o'clock local in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia. It'll be 1 p.m. Eastern and 10 a.m. Pacific here in the States. So if you're Roxanne Perez, what do you need to do to knock off the powerful Jade Cargill tonight, Corey?
As I said a few minutes ago, Roxanne Perez possesses skills and wisdom beyond her years in this game. Roxanne needs to
I
stick to
totally
what
missed
brought her
that.
to the dance. She needs to utilize her technique and her knowledge of this business and stay the hell away from the power of Jade Cargill.
Yeah, there's so much on the line. If you win the Queen of the Ring tournament, you get an opportunity at the champion of your respective brand at SummerSlam.
No, I think the Bailey Becky match is going to end in a like a schmaz.
The WWE title. Speaking of Nia Jax, she actually knocked off Jade in this tournament last year, Corey, albeit via disqualification.
Well, I assure you, Jade Cargill is using that as fuel. Few superstars do it as well. Anytime you tell Jade she can't do something, she will do it just to prove you wrong.
Roxanne Perez knocked off Kairi Sane, Rhea Ripley, and Liv Morgan in a fatal four-way to.
Oh, Roxy, you lost your damn mind.
Hit and run now on Jade Cargill. Is this wise strategy?
It may be if Roxanne's looking to tire out Jade Cargill, really test the gas tank.
I would
of Cargill,
never
so to
throw a
speak.
slap
But
like that.
Roxanne has to be fully aware of the game-changing power of Jade. Case in point.
Jade Cargill slings Roxanne into the corner. Jade knocked off Meechin, Nia, and Piper in a fatal four-way on SmackDown to advance to the semifinals.
That was stiff.
And there again, the power of Jade Cargill.
And this is what Jade needs to do. Just stick with her wheelhouse. What works for her, the power game. Few do it as well.
Roxanne was looking for a sunset flip, but again overpowered by Jade Cargill, the former two-time women's tag team champion. The thing about Cargill, Corey, you know, she's never competed for a singles championship in her career, but have the opportunity if she wins Queen of the Ring.
Wait, didn't Jade hold the TBS championship for like
the prophecy that she
a
set for
stupid
herself.
long
Jade
time?
feels that she's
Or
already
am I
the
wrong
uncrowned
on
Queen
this?
of the Ring, whether the tournament's going on or not.
And again, this cat and mouse game continues between Roxanne and Jade. Perez looking to use her quickness. And Jade Cargill again. And that pop-up face first goes Perez. And the power game obviously in Cargill's corner.
Wrong company. Yeah, but you can't say she's never held a title in her career. Or competed for one.
IQ, a proud pupil of the two-time WWE Hall of Famer, my partner on Tuesday nights on NXT, Booker T.
Yeah, Roxanne, a little payback by Jade with that slap that time, and Roxanne now hanging Jade up on the second rope, and Perez with an opportunity.
Up and around we go, but Cargill able to put the brakes on.
Oh, and a backbreaker.
Did you guys hear Jess call the backbreaker?
Cargill, an incredible athlete.
Anybody else hear that? I did.
She's extremely confident. Said at one point that she's obsessed with all this, winning in a WWE ring.
What'd she say?
And if I had to poke a hole in the game with Jade Cargill, she does tend to get a little overconfident like she is right now, but that could just get under the skin of Roxanne Perez.
Well, we'll see how Roxanne reacts to this. Roxanne, a former two-time NXT Women's Champion. And
every
Perez
title that's being held by her is a prop now. Jesus.
And Cargill again in pursuit.
I think Perez is trying to lure Jade in.
And she did just that. Cargill, just a averted disaster there as she caught Perez with an elbow to the mouth.
You know, the Empress of Tomorrow, Asuka, keeping a close eye on this and wondering who will oppose her at Night of Champions. Look at the power of Jade Cargill.
Yeah, just carrying Perez on her shoulders up the step. Perez slides underneath it. That's a smart move. Went for the back of the leg, dropped Jade on the steps and out. A drop kick to the knee of Cargill into the steel. Roxanne's taken over.
Are we at commercial? Where are we right now? We're at commercial break? Yeah. What a scream. She sold that well. She did sell that well.
Perez in control. And this
Want
is
to see Naomi and Io promo
game.
tonight. Technically, Naomi has an
Sometimes
option.
she does some undermined things
That
to
is
take
possible.
control of the matchup, and that's what she's done here.
That
You
is
take
possible.
out the leg, take away the power.
You can call it underhanded, undermined, whatever you want to call it. It's effective. Roxanne Perez is a student of the game. She knows ways to hurt you that you may have never seen before. We just saw that. Now Roxanne in
No,
complete
Antonio, I
control
didn't hear
looking
that.
to pick apart the leg of the powerhouse Cargill. And this is a great strategy by Roxanne. Because you take out the legs of
she's
Jade
selling
Cargill,
this
as you
well
just mentioned
right
moments
now.
ago, Cole, it throws Jade's entire game plan out of whack.
And Roxanne, with a big smile on her face, realizes now that she's in control and has a golden opportunity to get to Riyadh on Saturday.
Well, Kathy broke the internet again.
That would just cap off. And again, continues to work the knee of Cargill. And Roxanne Perez, we saw her do this to Rhea Ripley a number of weeks ago. She picks a body part and she's relentless on the attack.
Again, Roxanne earned the nickname of
Just
the Prodigy.
saying.
This woman has wisdom in the
If anyone's
ring.
paying attention to
Well
social
beyond the
media,
time she's actually serving
Instagram.
And Cargill trying to fight back.
Kathy Kelly broke the
Perez
internet.
now with a couple of right hands. Jade with one of her own.
True student of the game.
Oh, and again, back to the knee.
Brilliant decision.
Roxanne set a record in the Women's Royal Rumble match this year, lasting longer than anyone in history. She was also involved in the Elimination Chamber match. Been a great year so far and continues to torture. Cargill has a 5 count. Referee Jessica Carr administering the count.
And it's unfortunate that despite the accolades you just mentioned, Cole, Roxanne Perez still feels undervalued and overlooked here in WWE.
Who's your
This is a
favorite
massive opportunity
wrestler
for
when I was a
Perez to show the
kid?
entire women's division
When
what
I was a
she's
kid, it was
capable
Stone Cold.
WWE fans trying
But when, like, my favorite wrestler of all time is Eddie Guerrero.
to rally Cargill here. And Roxanne again drives her back to the mat.
Oh! Perez continuing to attack the knee of Cargill.
Well, one thing with her attitude, there's no doubt she'll fit in well.
I
with
wasn't
the,
a kid when
Judgment. What is
What's that supposed to mean?
Eddie
With
was
her
around.
attitude, I happen to think Roxanne's
I was a
very sweet
teenager
young
when
lady.
Eddie was around.
Okay. When's the last time you talked to her?
Last week.
The question was, when you
Now,
were a kid.
again, Perez
So I took it
continues the
literally.
attack on the leg of Cargill.
Her exact words were, tell that knucklehead Michael Cole to quit lying about me.
Well, every time I try to say hi to her, she gives me this dirty look and sticks her tongue out at me, so.
You give off a very distinct vibe for a man of your age, Cole.
Thanks. Don't even know how to take that. Don't even want to get into it.
Don't get into it, Michael. Wasn't he around in WCW? Yeah, but I was a WWE guy growing up. Well, I still am a WWE guy, but still.
Perez now, as Cargill starts to fight back. You know me for a long time.
I didn't say I got the vibes.
Oh! And we are back as Roxanne Perez delivers an uppercut. Jade Cargill is in trouble as Roxanne Perez is focused on the injured leg of Cargill. And Perez with what's been great offense so far.
Why is Raw starting early next week?
Look at
Not too sure.
Obviously, the adrenaline beginning to flow. Jade able to post off of her leg for a moment.
Everybody go check Kathy Kelly's story on
Perez
IG.
Has been incredible
Your
in her
boy made it.
strategy here. Saw her do this to Rhea Ripley a few weeks back, and out of Cargill tonight. And then that running uppercut to the back of the neck by Perez.
Just got the notification.
Roxanne, nice springboard moonsault. Cover now for the win. Is it enough? Cargill kicks out at 2. Again, the winner.
Let's go!
The finals of the Queen of the Ring tournament Saturday. Riyadh,
that
Saudi
made my
Arabia,
night.
Night of Champions.
That made my night.
Perez doing an outstanding job here.
Yeah, Roxanne just needs to do her best to keep
Eddie was
her cool,
cruiserweight champion in
not get
WCW.
frustrated, not
I
make
know.
any mistakes because she is in complete
Greatest match of all time was
of
Eddie
Jade
versus
Cargill.
Rey
Take another
Mysterio.
Look at this picture perfect double jump springboard moonsault. Nearly ended it in favor of Perez.
13,433 tonight in Nationwide Arena. The thing about Roxanne, too, and you mentioned earlier, she's so young, still has so much of a career ahead of her, but she acts like a veteran in the ring.
Well, because Roxanne possesses the skill set of a veteran.
Again, you mentioned earlier, trained by the great Hall of Famer, Booker T.
Whoa.
Again, that bad leg seemed to be given out. Perez now trying to lock in a sleeper here on Cargill.
Oh, it's in completely, but it's in enough.
Yeah, Cargill down to one knee now. Perez trying to...
And again, we talked about how Roxanne was attacking the leg. Obviously, Jade having trouble maintaining a vertical base, keeping her legs underneath her.
Is Dom going to help Jade win this?
Into the corner as Jade collapses to the mat. Roxanne may have an opening here.
Not too sure, Sky.
Roxanne Perez perched on the top turnbuckle.
And Perez, caught by
Jade's
Cargill.
like,
absolutely incredible. Picking Perez out of the air. Far-away slam that would make Hall of Famer JBL proud. And a kick up, bad leg and all. Not sure how wise that was.
It's an
that looked horrible.
Reaction.
And Jade, though, starting to build momentum. Takes out Perez and another one by Jade. And here comes Jade Cargill. Big boot to Perez off the ropes. And Jade with a spine buster. And Jade fired up here tonight against a very competitive Roxanne Perez.
Cargill now stalking down Perez.
That was different.
What happened?
Playing mind games as she slams Perez to the mat. Cover now by Jade. Hooks both legs. Roxanne able to kick out.
Fuck.
And
What did I do?
We mentioned it earlier. I mentioned it. Jade has a tendency to get a little overconfident, as we just saw. Had she gone straight into the cover, had she not taken that extra second for the extracurricular activities, this one could be over.
Yeah, Roxanne putting up a hell of a fight here tonight.
I licked it. It's mine.
Roxanne's tenacious.
Bet Dom's thinking about. Never mind. Never mind. Nope.
Oh, wow!
Albeit a toothless one.
A kick by Cargill, and this could be the beginning of the end.
There it is.
Roll through.
Oh, Perez rolls through. What a counter! Bridging cover! Cargill at 2. What a counter by Roxanne. Jade went for the big boot. Perez caught her with one of her own.
Roxanne showing her technical wizardry inside the ring. Here comes Perez.
And caught by Cargill. Down goes Jade Cargill. Roxanne with an opportunity.
Go on, Roxy.
Kick right to the back of the neck. Cover on Cargill to advance.
Go on, Roxy.
Cargill kicks it 2.
Okay, keep
Don't
your head.
panic, Roxanne.
Keep your head.
Roxanne's got Jade down. She's got Jade hurt and in trouble. What an opportunity for Perez here tonight.
It can be so disheartening for a competitor, though, when you've hit your best shot and then some, and they still keep kicking out.
And now Perez talking trash to Cargill.
She sounds like a toddler. She looks like a toddler compared to Jade.
And Cargill with a right hand. I think that just ticked Cargill off.
She literally looks like a toddler compared to Jade.
And not able to connect. Boot. Oh, just barely got her. I don't think she got enough of her, but maybe just enough.
Looks like there's popcorn in now. Roxy's leggings.
Lifting Perez up. Whoa. Goes Perez.
Cargill, no.
Oh, and
too
again,
long.
Trying to put Perez in position. She does now. Oh, face first. Perez off of Jaded. Cover now for the win by Cargill. She's going to face Asuka at Night of Champions.
Well, there's your There's your match now. Jade versus Asuka for Queen of the Ring.
Corey, that was a test for Cargill tonight, and she passed.
Great work from Roxy. Great work from both women.
Monday Night Raw.
No doubt about it. Credit to Perez. She made Jade Cargill earn this victory, but Jade escapes with a W and entry into the Queen of the Ring final,
with
where
all
the
the chatters.
Empress of
Yo, Stone, appreciate that, man.
That could be a career-defining test for the Storm of WWE. Take another look at this. The power of Cargill delivering a power bomb and then realizing she needed a little insurance.
Good
Roxanne
job, Corey
Perez,
Graves,
congratulations,
selling that.
you have been jaded.
And great job for Jessica Carr making sure the shoulder was down by Roxanne.
8 o'clock local, 1 o'clock on the East Coast, 10 o'clock on the West Coast this coming Saturday. Riyadh, Saudi Arabia. And another test awaits Miss Cargill come Saturday. The Empress of Tomorrow, Asuka. There is history between these two in the tag team ranks. Now they go one-on-one in the Queen of the Ring tournament finals on Saturday.
I like this.
And that's going to be a heck of a matchup come Saturday. Early pick, Asuka or Cargill.
It's too close to tell at this point. I have never in my life bet against Asuka, but with the performance we just saw out of Jade Cargill, Jade may prove a lot of people wrong.
Next week when we get to Monday Night
Yo,
Raw,
for
we'll
life, CJ, thank you so much for subbing to the YouTube channel. Guys, thank you so much for everyone tapping the screen over on TikTok.
Monday night on Netflix, 6 o'clock Eastern.
Let's see if we can get to a couple thousand. Let's see if we can get to 2,000 likes.
Monday Night Raw, special start time next week. Who will be King of the Ring when we come to Pittsburgh next week? Well, our main event tonight could be Cody Rhodes, could be Jey Uso. We're going to find out tonight.
4 letters! One word!
Cody is a man on a mission, desperate to win the crown.
And the other semifinalist has arrived, Jey Uso.
You don't even have to say nothing, Noose. Because me and you been in the trenches.
Yeet.
From fighting my family.
Yeet.
To winning tag team gold.
Yeah, yeet. Music.
And I'm sorry for
to
being
finishing our stories at WrestleMania.
Music. Oh.
Okay, I'm sorry. Look,
We've
this
both
time,
been
okay.
to the mountaintop.
Oh, that's so...
But Cody,
All right, thank you.
this Monday,
Lyra's a heel.
there's only room for one of us. I gotta get mine, Cody, just like you gotta get yours. I know it ain't personal, it's strictly business. On Monday night.
That would be interesting, Greg, but I'm pretty sure she's still under quite a contract.
One word.
I would love to see Britt Baker in WWE. Dead serious. It would be great for WWE to have Britt Baker there. Wait, did I just say that backwards? It would be great for Britt Baker to be in WWE.
Bill Goldberg, a man we know absolutely nothing about, but he is making his debut here and looks very powerful.
Hey, Tony Schiavone when he actually made sense as a commentator.
What did he say?
Bill Goldberg, out of obscurity, comes to Nitro and pulls a major upset.
And again, Goldberg said earlier tonight that this is his retirement match.
What's good? Watching Roswell? Yes, Josh.
He
Of course I'm watching.
or not, but nonetheless, Goldberg and Gunther will face off at Saturday night's main event.
Why do you find it
for the
crazy
World
that we have
Heavyweight title
Abyss?
2
He's a
weeks
producer in
from
WWE.
Saturday.
Of course he can get his way into the game. Last
Yeah,
time
that
Tony
is,
was
2
relevant.
weeks from Saturday, but this
Facts.
coming Friday, Netflix internationally will be live, 8 o'clock from Kingdom Arena in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia. The night, of course, before Night of Champions, and who knows what's going to happen on that
Live
show.
at 8 Eastern.
We will have a new King of the Ring and Queen of the Ring crown, as we just saw moments ago, Asuka Jade Cargill in the Queen of the Ring final.
Yeah, again, ladies and gentlemen, start time of 8 o'clock live on Friday night. Let's go to Jackie Redmond now.
Jackie's back!
Cole, thank you so much. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Dominic Mysterio.
She sold that well.
Dom, I'd say thank you for the time, but you requested it. You said you wanted to address the WWE Universe regarding Liv Morgan, your injury. So, what would you like to say?
How have we gone the other way on Dom already?
Well, Jackie, what I...
Why are we booing Dom again?
What I would like to say is...
No, mommy.
What I'm trying to say is that
I'm so
I
confused.
miss my güerita. My ribs aren't at 100%.
We're out of time. I'm sorry, but we got to toss it back to Cole. Cole, back to
you. Jackie Redmond trying not to break during that.
Across the river, the Hudson River that is. We are on the West Side Highway in Manhattan in New York City for Fanatics Fest, the celebration of sports and athletes at the Javits Center in New York. Of course, we had the SummerSlam kickoff show where I was joined by Peter Rosenberg and a number of WWE superstars to celebrate the first ever two-night SummerSlam, which comes to MetLife Stadium in New Jersey on August 2nd and August 3rd. Even John Cena apologized to me for the way that he's been treating me as of late. Also, superstars participated in all kinds of fan-centered events and activities, autograph signings, sporting events, photo sessions, and many athletes and celebrities. Well, they all wanted to be
big fan
WWE
of
superstars
Drewski,
and
man.
make their own WWE-type entrance, including James Harden, dressed as Hulk Hogan. It was an incredible event at Fanatics Fest in New York City. We thank all of you who attended. Can't wait to next year.
You know, I've said this to you both before. When it comes to women's tag team titles, I think you both have a great chance at them.
Thank you so much, Sheamus.
Yeah.
We appreciate that, but you also did an amazing job last week, and don't lose sight of how great you are.
Yeah, I'm sorry it didn't work out.
Don't worry about it. At least I got to put Rusev in his place for a little bit.
Sheamus.
Yeah.
Next time.
Oh.
It's okay.
Oh. Out. Out.
Hey, fella. You're still pretending to be everybody's friend. But this place is full of people like you. Smiles to their face, knife to the back.
Shillelagh's
Trying
in
to
the head.
roll me up. Because now I march to beat of my own drum. And that drum is the 10 beats of the barrel on which I would love to smash against that chest of yours.
I do my damage in the ring like a god. And you do yours back here like a snake.
You're God now, are you? Some god. I remember you being the most embarrassing and egotistical member of the League of Nations.
Oh
That's
my
what I
God.
remember. I'm tired of talking, fella. So what's it gonna be? No more BS. It's time to put up or shut up!
I'm gonna make you new memories.
And then go get again.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the World Heavyweight Champion, the Ring General, Gunther!
When do you think we get Drew? Oh, well, she's off for a while, man. I don't think we get Drew until maybe after SummerSlam.
Champion had last week prior to his confrontation with the WWE Hall of Famer Goldberg. We mentioned it before, it is set in stone. July 12th, Saturday night's main event in Goldberg's adopted hometown of Atlanta, Georgia. The Hall of Famer has a chance to dethrone Gunther.
All right, Gunther. Make us want to cheer you. Please.
Last week was supposed to be my celebration. Me celebrating, regaining what's rightfully mine, the World Heavyweight Championship.
Okay.
But instead, none other than Bill Goldberg walked down here, looked me straight into the eye, and told me that I am next.
That's indeed exactly what he said.
So I did a lot of thinking. I thought a lot about what it means to be next. Usually being next means getting speared out of your boots, jackhammer, 1, 2, 3, and wake up looking at the lights. Bill Goldberg is the most destructive man of his generation. But it is not 1999 anymore. It is 2025, and right now, I'm the guy.
He's not lying.
I'm the best professional wrestler in this company, and the World Heavyweight Championship around my waist proves it.
Who could we get for this? 1999 was a good year for wrestling, though.
And I heard what Bill Goldberg had to say. Intense as always, but there's nothing he can say that will change my perception about him. And my perception is that I see a 58-year-old one-trick pony that can't lace my boots.
Yo, Gunther out here spitting facts.
So, Bill, I want to take the moment now and officially apologize to your wife and to your son for everything that I'm gonna do to the man that used to be Goldberg. I'm unlike anybody you ever stepped in the ring with. I embarrassed you once, and at Saturday night's main event, I'm gonna embarrass you again, because it's my personal responsibility to make sure that the legacy and the myth of Bill Goldberg forever dies.
Nice.
Wow. Well, Goldberg.
Nice.
Struck a chord with this man. Gunther is fired up and as intense as I've ever seen him.
Yo, promos tonight have been intense.
Excuse me, Becky. I know you're getting ready to defend your Intercontinental Championship, but I was hoping that I could get your thoughts on the challenge.
My thoughts, I just witnessed Bailey and Lyra conspiring to work together. Because that's the only way that they know they can get this title off me. So you know what? I've said too much already.
All right, fair enough. Thank you, Becky. Cole Graves, as I send it back to you, Becky, understandably focused on her upcoming. Actually, you know what? Hold that thought. Hey, Sammy. Sammy,
Cross?
do you have a second? I know this isn't a good time, but I know you're coming off a tough loss to Randy Orton on Friday night, but we all know how much becoming a world champion means to you. So I have to ask, on behalf of the WWE Universe, how are you processing this loss?
Listen to the crowd!
That's quite a response. What does encompass? Listen, I'm not trying to get under your nerves. Let's just speak plainly here. You really, really, really had me. I believed every single thing you said last week. It was a great speech. I'm good enough to become the world's champion. But what happened? Exactly what I told you would happen. You wrestled the Viper, and he dropped you. Am I right? I mean, honestly, Sammy, when are you gonna get it through your thick skull that all this, the way you are, the way you want to be, Sammy, you're never gonna be world champion. Okay. Okay.
Oh!
I am done talking to you. I talked to Adam Pearce. Our match is official. TikTok.
Oh.
Stop it.
Got him.
Well, Sammy had had enough.
Let's go!
Seemed like that's what Cross wanted. Sure did.
Role model.
I love how Scarlett was just like, yo, stop being a bitch.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, I'm not quite sure what Becky Lynch was watching earlier on. I don't think Bailey and Lyra were conspiring against her. Lyra was basically wishing Bailey good luck tonight, and Bailey saying, you'll get first dibs on the title if I win.
But can you really blame Becky Lynch for being in that headspace? I mean, Becky understands what it means to be a champion in WWE. You are perpetually a target. And Becky has to be feeling the heat because Becky is very familiar with what Bailey is capable of. This woman, prior to the creation of the United States Intercontinental Championship, was the Grand Slam champion in the women's division. Bailey is a history maker, just like Becky Lynch.
Well, you know, here's the deal with Bailey, too. Bailey was taken out of WrestleMania by Becky Lynch. She's got revenge on her mind. Intercontinental Championship up for grabs.
Yo,
live
Cross
on Netflix.
definitely did eat that punch, but that was fantastic the way he sold it, too. Scarlett should have a singles run? Okay, let's not get ahead of ourselves.
You know, another thing, Corey, that is important to talk about, the fact that the winner of this matchup
I think Cross goes over on Sammy.
Bringing the Intercontinental Championship into the Evolution Premium live event, which takes place 2 weeks from Sunday in Atlanta, Georgia. Second time the women will dominate the Evolution Premium live event. The first time back in 2018. Have another one coming up in 2 weeks.
And the weight of that opportunity means a lot to both of these women, both Bailey and Becky Lynch, to be holding a championship, entering a history-making event like Evolution.
Becky, of course, in the first Evolution, involved in, was considered one of the great all-time matches versus Charlotte Flair. Bailey focused tonight. Very emotional last week.
Shut up, Michael Cole.
She's not going to touch your hand.
I was going to just wish her. I was going to wish you good luck. I was going to wish you good luck tonight. I was going to say nice things about you. Good luck.
That was so
now
weird.
that you've thrown Bailey off her game, I'm going to put it back.
Where's
because the
Mona?
website got the odds on this
There's
one.
Mona!
Hey, it's a start, right? I've been trying to offer the olive branch
There's
for
Mona!
a number of weeks now.
I knew she was sitting there.
You mentioned it, Bailey's accomplished just about everything in her sure-to-be Hall of Fame career. Would love to add the Intercontinental Championship to her resume.
And for someone as passionate as Bailey is about this game, about this business, about this company, missing WrestleMania truly was a heartbreaking set of events. We're about to see if Bailey's been able to channel that frustration toward the head of the Intercontinental Champion Becky Lynch, or
so
the beginning of Bailey
03:30,
unraveling.
03:48.
Someone unraveling. Becky Lynch was doing just that until she cheated to take the title from
03:48.
Lyra Valkyria.
I don't know. Does Becky have side plates? We'll see when they hold it up.
The following contest, scheduled for one fall, is for the Women's Intercontinental Championship! Introducing first, the challenger from San Jose, California! And her opponent from Dublin, Ireland, she is the Women's Intercontinental Champion!
No, Becky doesn't have her own personalized side plates.
Becky
Interesting.
For the 9th time, these two rivals will go one-on-one. Becky Lynch holding an edge with 5 wins to 3. The last time they went one-on-one back in February of 2023, over 2 years ago, when they met inside a steel cage match. Tonight, it is for the coveted Women's Intercontinental Championship. And an interesting note, Corey, Bailey is actually competing in this matchup, she told me earlier today, in the gear she was planning to wear at WrestleMania. Before that was taken away from her by the attack by Becky Lynch a few days prior.
Now that the bell is rung, we are about to find out where Bailey truly exists in this game. Where is Bailey's head? Is she as ready as she says she is, or was WrestleMania the thread that will unravel the great career of Bailey?
This is the first match for Bailey since April 14th, in the days prior to WrestleMania. Hasn't held the championship since SummerSlam of last year when she was defeated by the Queen of the Ring, Nia Jax. Becky Lynch.
It is bloody hot in here, guys.
Bailey away. Very emotional confrontation between these two last week.
Yeah, Becky, that was not the smartest idea.
Between both of these women as Bayley begins to tee off on the champion. But the reality of the situation is, they came up through NXT together. Sure, they teamed alongside one another.
Oh,
They
I
were
forgot the
two of
cold
the great
towel.
4 horsewomen. But the fact is, they both evolved in their own separate ways as competitors. These are two totally
Ashley,
different women.
not today.
Of course, Bayley, a former NXT Women's Champion. Becky as well, although Becky would win that title.
Dude, I have a fan here, and in front of my
Bayley,
AC,
sliding
and
elbow
nothing's
to the spine.
helping.
Bayley again sliding clothesline. Oh, Becky able to roll
I literally
through.
have a fan like right here. I wonder if you guys can see it.
And
Right
Bayley,
there.
who knows her so well, able to counter.
Oh, looking for Rose Plant, perhaps. Familiarity breeds contempt. These two have competed
And it's like
against
100
one another on
degrees in my
multiple
apartment.
occasions. They definitely studied one another.
It's gross
they both
in
look
here.
to be at the top of their game tonight with the Intercontinental Championship on the line.
As you mentioned earlier, they came up together, trained together. One of the original 4 horsewomen.
And I would just say personally, whoa, there we go.
Hanging Becky up on the second rope.
Their mindsets are completely different. Bayley has always done her
Becky's
best
selling
to look
like
out
a
for the rest of the
queen right
roster.
now.
Think about for the majority
Is
of her
that
career,
Drew?
she's brought damage
Where?
control
The
to
referee?
WWE. Bayley regularly goes down to the Performance Center to keep an eye on the up-and-comers in NXT.
I did see that video,
Becky
DeMonte.
Lynch realized that
I did
sometimes
see
the
that
secret
video
to
of
success
Rhea
is
throwing the
stepping
football.
out on your own. Forget
Throwing
the fans,
darts.
forget the rest of the roster. Make your money, win your titles.
Just turning your back on everyone. Just ask Lyra Valkyria all about that. Becky, of course, who took Bayley out of WrestleMania with a sneak attack. Becky
It's freezing here. I have the heater on. I would rather be in sweatpants and a hoodie than in soccer shorts and a tank top.
All means to an end, Cole.
Just putting that out there.
Again, looking for the armbar disarmer, and Bayley able to counter. Both these women, winners of the Women's Rumble over the years. Bayley, a Money in the Bank ladder match winner. Bayley launched out to the apron.
32 is better than 102.
Next down goes the champion. Bayley
Yeah,
making the climb toward the
100%.
top.
And Becky on the apron trying to make it back to her feet.
That was a smart decision. A veteran move by Bayley, repositioning herself. Oh, well, maybe not.
Becky able to take control
That
and
looked
about
painful.
tearing Bayley's arm out of her socket. Becky's taken over.
Jey Uso lose to Cody Rhodes and the King of the Ring. No, Elijah, that match is the main event, which is at the end of the show.
And I know, Corey, one of the things that many people were afraid of was that Becky was going to target the arm of Bayley. The reason for that is the
13 degrees Celsius, I'm not a
Bayley
fan.
out of WrestleMania.
It's
cost her a couple of months
Celsius,
of her career.
it's like
The only one who needs to be afraid of that is Bayley.
It's
Becky Lynch is an
34
incredibly
degrees
smart
Celsius right
competitor.
now
She's
here.
a veteran of the game. She knows that there's a weakness, and she's exploiting it.
Becky yelling at me for some reason. But nonetheless, Becky Lynch is taken over and targeting the previously injured arm of Bayley.
Wild look in the eyes of the man. Big forearm in the corner, rocks the jaw of the challenger, and this is where Lynch wants to be.
Looking for the Bexploder. And Bayley able to block. Now scoop up and put it away for the championship. Becky at 2. Oh, and a clothesline. Becky again quickly in the cup. Hook of the leg, and a kick out by Bayley.
Does that purple dye
Becky,
not, like,
looking for a faster
ruin your hair?
official in this matchup.
Like, isn't that, like, really bad for women's hair? Any women in the chat that want to
really favoring
put their,
the right arm. Great strategy by the champ.
2 cents on that?
It's the name of the game. It's why Becky Lynch has been to the top of the mountain so many times. When you sense a weakness, even if it's a potential weakness in your opponent, you do your best to exploit it. Maximize the damage. That's what Lynch is doing right now to great effect.
Well, considering she's the one that caused all this damage back before WrestleMania. Now, Bayley fighting back, and notice she used the right arm for offense, and it bothered her there. Trying to
Destroys
fight
it.
back, and
Fair.
every time she delivers a blow with that arm,
Yeah, Bayley desperately needs a respite. Inside cradle.
for the win and the title. Kick
Becky
out at
calling
2.
the small package way too loud.
Becky with a drop kick. Again, quickly into the cover. And you can see how Becky understanding how dangerous Bayley is, going for every cover she can.
Well, there's certainly a healthy amount of respect.
My understanding
as
is that if you have dark
competitors for
hair,
one
you can bleach it blonde
Becky Lynch is
first,
looking
then
to
add
smother the
color.
challenger right now, not
Okay.
not letting
Wearing my
Bayley build
sweatpants,
any
oversized
type of
hoodie,
momentum
Ugg boots
or
right now.
create any
Okay, first
separation.
off,
This
Are you a big Jey Uso fan? This is from Big Ali. I'm not a big Jey Uso fan, but I'm a fan of Jey Uso. Is the AC not working? So my building was built in 1949, 1950, so we don't have central air in this building. So it's like I have to get like a portable AC unit, which only takes care of like 700 square feet, and my apartment is like 1,200 square feet, so it doesn't really do shit.
In the middle of the ring. There's a collision and both women down.
What was that chicken?
Critical moment in this matchup in front of over 13,000 at Nationwide Arena in Columbus, Ohio tonight. Bayley the challenger, Becky Lynch the champion. This is for the Women's Intercontinental Championship. Bayley was in control for much of the matchup until Becky Lynch went after the arm that Becky injured right before WrestleMania, and it's bothered Bayley throughout most of this matchup.
Bayley's been able to fight through
Anybody else
pain.
hear the chicken?
The adrenaline dumping the champion, belly to back suplex. This is what
Night of Champions. I'm not really.
Now that running knee by Bayley.
I'm not really
Bayley
into Night of Champions right now, just because of the kind of current global thing.
Put Bayley away, understanding that this rally may come. Oh, what a take! Oh, take that!
I personally want them to cancel it.
Bayley with a little homage to the legendary Victoria with that side slam. Not enough to put Becky Lynch away for 3.
And Bayley starting to feel it now, may have the momentum in this matchup. Becky's in trouble.
And notice how cautiously Bayley's moving at this point. Understanding she's potentially got an injured arm. She's not at 100%.
I was going to get a secondary unit, but just having my stream set up, blows my breaker
for a disarmer, perhaps,
like once a week when it gets hot like this. I'm surprised the stream hasn't dropped yet, to be honest.
Belly to back by the champion. Here we go.
And that one for the manhandle slam. Bayley to belly. There it is. Champion to win the title.
1, 2.
For the win. And a kick out by Lynch.
As expected, this matchup has delivered back and forth action. Vicious, desperate belly to back suplex by the champion, but the challenger answers with the Bayley to belly suplex, a maneuver that's brought Bayley so much success throughout her career, but couldn't do the job tonight.
Only 2 women have held the Intercontinental Championship. The inaugural winner, Lyra Valkyria. She held it for a number of months until Becky Lynch took the title from her a few weeks ago. Bayley looking to become the 3rd Intercontinental Champion in the women's division.
Got another accolade to an incredible career.
And Bayley into the corner. Becky Lynch out of harm's way. Bad arm into the turnbuckle.
This match is very
Bayley,
good.
But Bayley,
I know it doesn't look like I'm watching, but
Becky neck first into the turnbuckle. And now Bayley. Oh!
Sunset flip sent Becky spine first into the buckle.
And Bayley with an opportunity. Cover for the championship. Becky at 2.
Now the frustration becoming obvious on the face of the challenger. Bayley beginning to question herself. What else do I have to do?
No
what
way Becky loses her title. She literally just got it. Hey, you know what? The IC title is one of those ones that could be held for a while or held for 5 minutes. You know what I mean?
Bayley going to climb up top. Bayley's comfortable up there. We've seen her do this a number of times in the past. Taking a little bit too much time, and it allows Becky to regroup.
The extra moment necessary to stabilize herself on the climb may have cost the challenger, Bayley.
Both women up in the high-risk district, high above the ring. And Becky may have the upper hand now. Blows to the spine.
Come on, Becky.
And Becky, and Bayley taken down with a superplex. And Becky looking for the armbar. Armbar in, the armbar's in on Bayley. Bayley trying to block and does a good job of it. And a kick out, forcing Becky now trying to turn it into the disarmer. And Becky knows her, Bayley knows her so well, able to counter. Shoulders down, kick out by Lynch.
Bayley trying to turn the champion over, potentially for a Boston Crab. Lynch fighting her way out. There it is. Half crab by Bayley. Remember the
this is a
arm.
good.
Yeah, that might be the only reason
this
it's a
match
half
has
crab.
been
I think
good
Bayley intended on a
technically
full
as well.
Boston Crab, but Her right arm's still giving her trouble.
And that may allow Becky Lynch to make it to the ropes and force a break. Remember, Bayley can only win the title via tap out or pinfall. And again, that bad arm may have cost Bayley right there.
Yo, somebody
Big boot by Lynch.
put a
Becky
sponge in that chicken's mouth or whatever it
Everything
is.
they have in the center of the ring for the right to become Intercontinental Champion.
Yeah, two of the all-time greats in the women's division in WWE battling it out for the Intercontinental Championship. Two women who blazed the trail.
These girls are awesome.
Went for the manhandle slam. Bayley able to counter, and Bayley with a manhandle slam.
slam.
Using Becky's move, but
Becky realized exactly what the situation at hand was.
Or was it just momentum that...
No, I think Lynch knew full well she just got nailed with her own maneuver and had to get the heck out of Dodge ASAP.
Well, Bayley...
Actually, to be fair,
that
that could actually be Rue watching a match.
Bayley set right over the announce table and into our laps here at ringside. And Becky with an opportunity now.
Oh, no. Lynch is... Well, you mentioned
That
it,
was not
champion's
nice.
advantage. Becky wins this by countout. She retains her title.
What are you doing, Becky? Becky, what are you doing? Becky is burying Bayley. And to Corey's point, a countout means Becky keeps her championship.
What is Becky doing right now?
When you're the champ.
She just
Those two
buried
extra
Bayley
aluminum
under
chairs
a
are
number
really
of
going to help.
chairs here at ringside. And wait a minute.
Where's Lyra?
Over Corey's back. Lyra Valkyrie out here now. Coming to Bayley's aid.
Oh, look out, Lyra.
And now Becky Lynch gets in the middle of it. Lyra Valkyrie is...
Hey, don't touch her. You're going to...
Oh,
Lyra!
No, Lyra's had enough. Lyra up on the apron.
Look, Becky wants Lyra to hit her.
Of
Becky
course she
knows
does.
it's going to force a disqualification.
Bayley's going to pull Lyra down.
Get out of here.
And Bayley threw Lyra out of the way. Got struck by Lynch, and now Becky with a baseball slide takes out
Flat back from
Valkyria.
Lyra. That was sick.
Bayley from behind. Just hit the man face first.
Is Bayley going to win by
Becky
count
over
out?
the table.
Turnabout is fair play.
We got chaos here at ringside.
Yeah, but Bayley knows
for the
she's got to
Women's
get this.
Intercontinental Championship.
Bayley's got to get this one back in the ring.
What is happening?
Bayley won't become champion by countout.
Count of 4 by the official. Becky
This is so all over the place right now.
Bayley's got to get Becky back in the ring.
I think Bayley might be letting her emotions get the best of her.
Becky driven into the barricade. Bayley sends Becky back into the ring.
Here we go.
Come on, Bayley.
Bayley making the climb to the top turnbuckle.
And wait a minute, attacking Becky. That's going to cause a disqualification. Lyra had it down. She was taken out by Becky, and she may have just cost Bayley the title.
There's no may have about it, Cole. Lyra just screwed Becky over. This is ridiculous.
Well, she also screwed Bayley over. And Bayley, I believe, is taking exception to this.
This was my match! This is about the champion. It's not about us. It's not about us. This is a DQ.
That worked out so well.
As a result of a disqualification, your winner and still the Women's Intercontinental Champion, the man, Becky Lynch!
Corey, the way that I see it is this. Lyra's been screwed over by Becky Lynch. She didn't want that to happen to Bayley. She came out here to help Bayley at ringside, but then she just got caught up in it all, and Becky attacked her, and it may have cost Bayley the championship.
Or Lyra's insanely jealous of Bayley and her hard work and decided to take Bayley's moment.
Not surprised with you on that take. Well, ladies and gentlemen, still to come tonight, one of these men will take on Randy Orton on Saturday at Night of Champions in the King of the Ring.
Who do I think
This
Jay will pick for the title?
semifinal.
Probably
Do
Gunther.
so live tonight.
Cody, definitely Cena. It's pretty obvious. Yeah, triple threat definitely coming. Flyers, I see your message, and I reviewed everything the other day, and I know why. I know why. We're not going to bring it up, but for now on, you're just going to stick over on TikTok.
I want to remind everyone, special start time of SmackDown. We're live internationally on Netflix. Here in the United States. Speaking of next week, JD McDonough, Finn Balor, an opportunity to win the tag titles from the New Day.
Look at all this signs. It's almost like the 90s again.
All through my career, I've pushed myself to the limit.
Oh, the Funko Pop.
See, I've gotten to where I am by being willing to do things that other people won't do. But sometimes there's also a price to be paid.
Somebody better check on McDonough out here.
But if you think that's going to stop me, you just don't know who I am or what I'm capable of. See, I'm surrounded in this business by people that talk a big game about making a name for yourself. But when things go south and you're not sure you're going to stand up again, those same people, they go silent. I am battle-tested. Forged in the fires of a Japanese dojo. 23 years I've been training under one of the best to ever lace their boots, Finn Balor. So, it's finally
They did, Byron, yep.
The spotlight.
How do you not get ads? I'm in Canada, man. We don't get ads.
It will be taken by force. The whole world will find out what I've been saying. You never bet against an ace.
That's very true.
Again, McDonough, Balor next week versus the New Day for the World Tag Team titles. Here comes another member of the Judgment Day.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome one half.
Let's get ready for a massive pop.
Women's Tag Team Champion.
Let's get ready for a pop.
Other two, but you've always been my favorite student, all right? Now, you should have won Money in the Bank, and you should have found yourself as Queen of the Ring, but you've had Stephanie Vaquer in your way, all right? Now, next time...
It's been great, I know.
Do what Gable does when I've got someone in my way. Do what I did to Ray.
Dress up
Do
as
what I did to Otis.
luchador?
Wipe him out completely, regardless of the cost. And
Dress up as a luchador?
we'll finish this lesson later. Now, far be it from me to laugh at someone else's misfortune unless they deserve it. But in this case, Penta, it was my pleasure watching Braun Breaker destroy you earlier tonight. Maybe I'll finish the job.
Shut up.
Maybe I'll rip that stupid mask off your head and show everybody the ridiculous...
Hey, stop! Well, Gable trying a cheap shot.
I told you, Tom! Settle! Fíjalo!
Hey!
Oh! Ouch. Oh shit, Ludwig! Ludwig's back.
Raquel Rodriguez in the ring. She's rekindled a rivalry with Rhea Ripley. Corey has started a couple of weeks ago in the Queen of the Ring tournament.
Good to see Ludwig in the background there.
It seemed as though Rhea had victory in her fingertips. Raquel would arrive and cost mommy big time.
And Rhea Ripley, Raquel Rodriguez with a brawl. Then last week, Rhea got a little bit of payback.
Rhea did her best to return the favor and rip victory away from the hands of Raquel Rodriguez. But then an emphatic beatdown would ensue, a thunderous riptide on the outside of the ring. And then the assist before the Empress Impact. Asuka would advance with a a special thank
Asuka's
you
rear view.
to Rhea Ripley.
Rhea, me jodiste y ahora lo vas a ver, pendeja.
What?
You're not gonna screw me out of Queen of the Ring and get away with it.
What?
So si tú quieres, chiquita, I can drag you out here by that nose ring, or you can make it easy for yourself and get in here and take the beating you deserve, mamona.
Okay. 3, 2, 1.
They're on their feet.
She gets
for the Eradicator.
One of the biggest pops of the night. Every night.
Be careful what you wish for, Raquel.
Rhea talking trash and march into the ring. And here we go. Rhea, Raquel, and Rhea Ripley taking the fight.
There's an evolution match.
Lefts and rights, dropping bombs is the Eradicator, but Raquel taking mommy down for the moment.
Yeah, Raquel Rodriguez, one of the few women who have a number of Rhea Ripley over the years, and Raquel sent right outside the ring.
Look at the expression
Mommy's
on the
always
face
on
of Rhea
top.
Ripley. This is a woman who's ready for battle.
And Raquel driving Rhea into the apron and now sending Rhea Ripley over into the timekeeper's area. And the powerhouse Raquel Rodriguez.
He said it, Rhea Ripley unfamiliar with the feeling of being
Slim Jim table
overpowered.
spot.
Raquel, we all know what Raquel has in mind. Well, it took a little bit too much time, and now Rhea on our table. Rhea on our announce table.
God, that looks like Chris Bay.
Measuring Rodriguez, and Rhea Ripley off the table takes Raquel down.
Oh, look. A kendo stick.
And now drives Raquel showing the first into the steel steps.
Look at the fury in the eyes of mommy.
You want tables, pendeja? You want tables?
Hey, Raquel started all this.
Well, Rhea looks
I
like
guess
too
we're getting
happy to finish it.
tables.
Oh.
Go on, Rhea. Slim
Rhea.
Jim's getting their money's worth tonight.
Setting up the table in the ring, and I believe Raquel Rodriguez may be going for a ride.
Raquel go the other way. Oh, no.
Yeah,
Trying to warn her.
Rhea Ripley.
Roxy!
Some riptide.
Roxanne Perez from behind.
And Roxanne down.
And now mommy's outnumbered.
Roxy's going through the table.
Roxanne Perez coming to the aid of Raquel Rodriguez. Roxanne bounced off the top turnbuckle by Rhea Ripley.
Well, I guess Rhea's going through.
Well, Raquel though caught Rhea.
Oh, no, oh, no.
Tahana bomb.
Did you hear the table snap?
Yo, that's snap was nasty.
Indeed I did. Tahana bomb by Raquel to Rhea through the table.
Mommy was
Roxanne
not on
Perez
top tonight.
Paying dividends for all members of the Judgment Day.
No doubt about it. And tonight, Rhea Ripley, the latest victim.
They hurt more than regular tables.
Raquel Rodriguez with a statement.
Well, she just got accepted by Raquel, so I think she is having a good night.
Can celebrate like the Florida Panthers. Congratulations to the back-to-back NHL champions who celebrated their
I've
win
never seen
with
a team
beautiful
destroy the
custom
Stanley Cup more
Championship.
than the
Head over to
Florida Panthers.
WWEshop.com. Track
I have
yours
never
down.
seen
They
so
spent
many
all
dents
day
and so
dancing
many
up and
breaks in a
down
title.
A1A with more Stanley's Cup.
And who will be celebrating a trip to the King of the Ring finals? Will it be Jey Uso or this man? The American Nightmare Cody Rhodes versus his buddy Jey Uso. Semifinals live on Netflix.
Yo, Jey Uso's gonna be blown up. If you're in Columbus, they got the heat wave too. Like Keely, I'm pretty sure it's hot over by where you are. It's hot over there right now. If Jey Uso's got to yeet all the way to the ring, and then WrestleMan is gonna lose like 12 pounds and burn like 2,000 calories just doing his entrance. Like dead ass. Yo, I believe it.
Man, it's been quite the night. There have been fights everywhere here, including just moments ago. Raquel Rodriguez, thanks to Roxanne Perez, putting Rhea Ripley through a table.
Rhea Ripley, if we've known anything about her, is Rhea's not going to take this one lying down, once she gets up.
Well, and of course, we're getting ready for the Queen of the Ring finals.
Like here.
Saturday at Night of Champions.
Let me just show you guys what it looks like around my place. Oh, Asuka.
Yeah, guys,
What's up,
I'm here
Kathy
with
Kelly?
Asuka. And Asuka, we got to talk about this return because it has been massive. You already stacked up 2 huge wins in less than a week. And now we know you're going on to face Jade Cargill in the finals of the Queen of the Ring tournament this Saturday. So how are you feeling heading into that match at Night of Champions?
That's not cold.
The Empress of Tomorrow will be the queen because no one is...
Oh.
Congratulations! やっぱり姉さん強いです。If you win, it could finally be Asuka versus Io Sky, just like we always talked about in damage control. We are not in damage control anymore. See you at SummerSlam. I'll be ready.
Damn.
We know Asuka has her sights set on Io Sky, but there is one final step on the journey. The Empress of Tomorrow must get past Jade Cargill.
I'm not gonna lie, Io versus Asuka would be dope. So, no, they got rid of damage control. They officially dropped it like 2 or 3 weeks ago.
For Queen of the Ring.
And we want to remind everyone the night before Queen of the Ring at Kingdom Arena, SmackDown will be live on Netflix. Special start time of 8 o'clock in Riyadh, 8 o'clock local in Riyadh for SmackDown on Friday. That's 8 p.m. Arabian Standard Time. Also, next week, Monday Night Raw on Netflix, a special start time as well. We'll be live at 6 o'clock Eastern, 3 o'clock on the West Coast from Monday Night Raw, live from Pittsburgh, next Monday on Netflix. Plenty more to come here tonight. Of course, it's our main event. Uso, Cody Rhodes, who is going to the King of the Ring finals to meet Randy Orton, Night of Champions.
Saudi Arabian government expects Night of Champions to
2 weeks from Friday, we're heading to Music City,
expected.
USA. We'll be on Broadway,
Interesting.
Nashville, Bridgestone Arena, and a very special guest, our friend, longtime friend of the WWE.
I think they cancel Night of Champions. Anything can happen.
Jelly
this time.
Roll,
Yeah, that's
massive
fair.
musical performer on tour with Post
Yo,
Malone.
Jelly Roll!
As we speak,
July
Jelly
11th,
Roll,
let's
special
go.
appearance in Nashville,
I
Friday
love
Night
Jelly Roll.
SmackDown, 2 weeks from Friday, live on Broadway.
Money talking is my first language. Me and RM gangin', we gangin'. Boss level, he ain't even in the ranking. They wanna spell with the
Uh-oh, Pierce.
Piss!
Uh-oh.
I want the count.
Yeah, sounds good.
But a street fight.
Even better.
I can do that.
Then it's official.
I couldn't have said that any better myself.
Sorry, that wasn't
Can't
the
wait for
audio.
that one, and
The
I
audio
also can't
wasn't
wait for
there.
this
What
one.
was it? A
At Night of
street
Champions,
fight
it'll be John Cena,
in Saudi?
CM Punk for the undisputed WWE Championship. 15th time they've gone one-on-one in their careers. This has been one of the great rivalries in the history of WWE.
Yin and Yang. Two seemingly opposite forces that in truth complement and interconnect with the other. Two entities in constant flux and transformation, totally interdependent to exist. John Cena and CM Punk.
RVD.
Yin and Yang.
From West Newbury, Massachusetts.
I like yin yangs.
John Cena, the clean-cut, untouchable chosen one.
If you want some, come get some.
A decorated champion. A valiant in-ring competitor, and above all else, a man of the people. And after more than 2 decades in the spotlight,
Wardlow from
an icon
AEW
once set
is the next
standard
signing for
of
WWE.
hustle,
I hope not.
Loyalty and respect.
From Chicago, Illinois.
I hope not.
CM Punk.
If anyone, it should be Britt Baker.
The loud, defiant voice of the voiceless. The rebel who was never
Probably
meant
Tyler.
to be king.
I've been the best ever since day one. There's one thing you're better at than I am, John, and that's kissing ass.
I'm pretty sure you cut something
Raging
out there.
against the system brought him adulation, but never
Pretty sure
enough
you
to
cut
fill the hole deep
a certain
within.
name out of that.
His desire to sit alone atop the summit would lead to bitterness and resentment, self-destruction and banishment. But time changes everything. Yin becomes yang. Yang becomes yin. In an infinite dance, struggling to find harmony. Contrasting dualities, destined to be bound. And the battle in which these two have been endlessly engaged
Who
finds
choose
itself with
you?
new
What
motivation.
was his name? Frue smirks knowingly. LOL. True. What?
I've been the victim of an abusive relationship.
Aww.
Because all you've ever done there for 25 years is sit on your ass and watch me be great.
Instead of a graceful exit, John Cena, detached and disillusioned, has vowed to
ruin wrestling for everyone.
I'm just looking forward to them getting to
While
SummerSlam.
CM Punk has returned from exile, a beacon of hope and change.
Oh, okay.
A new face for the company he once vowed to burn down. The balance has shifted. Light becomes shadow. Shadow now stands in the sun.
I have shut your mouth and beaten your best.
You can't beat me. When I'm at my best, you never could. I won the title. I left with the title. You're trying to follow in my footsteps.
They
I
should have.
hate this idea that you're the best in the world. You're not. I'm the greatest of all time. The truth is, Punk, I'm jealous of you. I am jealous.
I'm gonna
that
do
you
my
have
video on
conned
John
these
Cena's
people
promo
into
tomorrow.
believing the myth that you're the best in the world. Remember who gave
Unfortunately,
you the
Brandon, I
stage for
can't
your
do that because I'm
pipe bomb,
live,
pal?
so I can't. But I know what you mean.
And what have you done with it since then, huh?
Ashley, yeah, probably.
Because you change your values as much as I change my t-shirts. You're just a loudmouth opportunist who will step on the necks of people who actually work hard if it gets you ahead.
The greatest of all time.
Night of Champions. Ball's in your court, hero.
The best in the world.
You can't see me? I see through you.
Yin and yang.
I will say,
Positioned once
the
again
promo
upon
build
opposing
for this
shores.
was great.
For a final reckoning.
I honestly think Punk should
And
go
final
over.
reckoning takes place Saturday, Riyadh, Saudi Arabia. But
I think
we
Punk
actually
should
get
go
things
over, to
underway
be
on
honest.
Friday. We have a kickoff show that gets underway at 10 a.m. Eastern, 7 a.m. on the West Coast on Peacock. That'll be at the Kingdom Arena. Then Saturday, our countdown show kicks off at 11 o'clock on the East Coast, 8 in the morning. Get up and have breakfast with us on the West Coast. And Night of Champions, 1 o'clock Eastern, 10 o'clock Pacific time from Riyadh on Saturday.
And it's the showdown we've all been waiting for. The best in the world.
No. Roman's going to be around for 2 more years. I believe that's how long his contract is, another 2 years.
WWE Championship on
Like,
the
we
line.
just got to remember, right, guys? We're coming to the end of, like, Roman, Seth, Moxley, Cena, Punk.
These guys were
like, we're coming to the end of all of these guys.
Jacob Fatu, United States Championship on the line against Solo Sikoa.
We found out
Solo!
earlier tonight that Karrion Kross
Oh,
has
shit!
slithered under the
Kross
skin of
versus
Sami Zayn
Sami is at
to
Night
a
of
degree that
Champions.
Sami has had about enough. Zayn, Kross, at Night of Champions.
It's the king, it's the queen, I should say, of the ring finals matchup. The winner to get a shot at a championship SummerSlam. Asuka versus Jade Cargill.
So I guess Sammy versus Cross was the filler for Dom and
Orton has already qualified. Who will
AJ.
oppose Orton? Will it be the American Nightmare Cody Rhodes or Jey Uso? We will have our answer in a matter of moments.
Yeah.
They are pumped up and fired up for main event Jey Uso. They're about to yeet in Columbus.
Go on, chat.
Jey knows what's at stake, Corey. The quickest way to get back in the hunt for the World Heavyweight Championship is to win King of the Ring and get the champ at SummerSlam.
I caught up with Jey earlier this afternoon, and he told me that in spite of losing his title back to Gunther, Jey feels a new sense of freedom. He says he knows exactly what it takes to make it to the top of the mountain, and he thinks the next time is going to be even better than the first.
Yo, that little kid's got
what
it!
A scene in front of 13,000 in Nationwide Arena.
Yo, that little kid's on point.
The following is a semi-finals match in the King of the Ring tournament. Introducing first from San Francisco, California, weighing in at 242 pounds, main event, Jey Uso.
Want to remind everyone, Raw Recap comes your way tomorrow. Sam and Megan, special guest, Jade Cargill. Get better at that each and every week. Come on, give me my props. Main event, Jey Uso. Massive opportunity.
You're not him, dude.
Heads into the ring with a man who...
There's a guy in a green shirt guy's shirt, and it's not him.
A man who's been a friend. They've been tag team champions together. Jey and Cody, one-on-one.
We can bet on one thing, the tag team championship reign, all of the moments they've spent together traveling up and down the road, that all has to live in the past tonight. You fight your friends in this business the hardest. Winner picks up the beer tab at the end of the night.
And here's the brackets for the King of the Ring tournament. Of course, Randy Orton knocked off Sami Zayn this past Friday on SmackDown to advance to the finals for a second straight year. He'll take on either Cody Rhodes or Jey Uso on Saturday.
Look at the potential history between Orton and Uso, Orton and Rhodes. I mean, no shortage there. Showdown for the ages with the King of the Ring crown on the line.
Yeah, quite the rivalry here tonight as well. Remember, Jey and Cody started things off not on the right foot. Remember, Jey Uso could be blamed for Cody Rhodes not finishing his story the first time around.
Let's not gloss over that, Cole. I know it's been a while, but Jey Uso was the reason on more than one occasion that
Surely
Cody was
Randy
unable to
can,
get the job
actually.
done.
Yeah, but then they put, of course, when Jey Uso saw the light, left Roman Reigns. He was brought to Monday Night Raw by Cody Rhodes. They became friends and partners. Once won the tag team titles together. In fact, they've been teammates 13 times in their career.
Accepted by Raquel. Guys, what it looks like. Run it back.
Rhea Dawkins, kill to Rhea through it. Columbus wants to run it back.
Yo, listen, this is a wrestling.
I still got to call the main event.
This is an arena full of 13,000 wrestling fans. You know everyone is sweating in the heat. That place stinks right now.
That has developed between the WWE fans.
We need an Old Spice sponsorship in this shit.
Cody Rhodes and Jey Uso.
Who do I got?
Go one-on-one tonight.
I have no idea. I honestly have no idea. Who do you guys got?
At stake. The winner to face Randy Orton on Saturday. Tremendous history between both of these men and the WWE's Apex Predator. Remember legacy. Cody Rhodes is learning under the wing of Randy Orton a number of years ago.
Cody getting pinned on a Monday Night Raw before a PLE. Hard to see it.
Main event, big fight feel here tonight. An opportunity to get to the finals of King of the Ring. Sportsmanship, and we're underway.
Let's
and
go.
Think about what King of the Ring has meant to many careers over the years. Corey, a dozen Hall of Famers have won the King of the Ring tournament. 10 world champions have been King of the Ring.
I just really enjoyed the evolution of the tournament itself. Once upon a time, it was a one-night event. It was all about your endurance. But now it is the best of the best in each and every round. And now the Viper awaits. Cover.
Wow.
And a
Jey out here hitting hard.
Well, lots been said about these two, but what about Randy Orton? Corey, who knocked off Sami Zayn on Friday. Randy
boys.
Score to settle as well.
Boys.
He was knocked off in the finals of the King of the Ring tournament. Very controversial match last year against Gunther, who would go on to win the World Championship at SummerSlam. Orton wants another opportunity to be King of the Ring.
And beyond that, potentially
gonna do a review show on the stream right after this, guys. So feel free to stick around.
An opportunity at goal. Yeah, what this game's all about. And Randy Orton is certainly no stranger.
If Orton wins, it would be the undisputed WWE Championship he'd be going after at SummerSlam, either Punk or Cena. As they meet at Night of Champions Saturday.
Honestly,
so when your two friends going at each other with so much at stake, What do you have to do? Get all that out of your mind?
This match
you have to
could
forget
go.
all about it. When you're in the ring, you're maybe a little bit more relaxed, but at the same time, I find that you used to hit your friends a little harder. You used to really go out there, and it's almost.
I think they might actually show like Jay's wrestling ability here.
But you always push yourself a little further. You always push your opponent a little bit further.
But I'll tell you what, if this does not go Jay's way, if this doesn't go Jay's way, yo, tonight, our boy Rikishi's gonna crash out.
Both delivering
Rikishi's gonna crash out hard.
Beautiful arm drags and a stalemate in the early going.
It's almost refreshing when you can put something of a bit of trust in your opponent. You're not worried about them taking a cheap shot. You're not worried about them taking a shortcut. It's competition in its purest form. That's fully what I expect to see here.
Side headlock by Cody Rhodes trying to control this matchup.
Cody for the win. Build a rivalry between him and Randy.
Columbus, Ohio.
Both men displaying respect off of the opening bell. No one getting too fancy, just classic match strategy. But Cody looking for the crossroads.
And able to counter is Jey Uso. Jay with the super kick, and Cody moves out of harm's way. Cody and Jay exchanging some words, and the pleasantries will go out of the way pretty quickly.
Yeah, no doubt about it. These guys know what this is all about. It's about business. It's about a potential championship opportunity. It's about a potential classic match with the Viper Randy Orton, one of the greatest to ever do it.
You know, Riyadh has been very special to Cody as well. Remember what he did last year, became the first ever Crown Jewel champion.
Jacob, Jimmy versus JC and Solo, that would be sick.
Cody would love to become king of the ring there, and a number of nights on Saturday.
Why did the crowd just pop? Because Cody stood up and walked around?
That's what's unfamiliar about competing against someone that you're very close with. Cody wasn't afraid to turn his back for a moment to get the crowd fired up, because Cody knows full well that Jay feeds off the crowd just like Cody does. You want your opponent at their absolute best.
Jey Uso's a part of Monday Night Raw today because of Cody Rhodes a couple of years ago. Bringing him aboard.
Steve, I hate how they're booking EO title reign. Tyler, listen, man, we can't like every title reign. Like, there's a couple of title reigns right now that I'm not a fan of.
Cody's been a seven-time
but at the end of the day, we just got to believe in the process.
They argue that the greatest tag team competitors in the history of this business.
Maybe the best with his brother Jimmy.
Are they on commercial right now?
Cody beat Andrade, Priest, Nakamura to earn this opportunity. Jay, of course, is involved in that chaotic Fatal 4-Way last week here on Monday Night Raw. Ooh, Rhodes with a chop. Nothing friendly about that.
Both of these guys know it's time to go to work. Like you said, the pleasantries were exchanged early on. Now it's about who's the better wrestler.
Jay with the right hand. Oh, and Jay bounces face first off the ring post. Who has the momentum coming into this thing?
It's really a tough one, and I hate to be a fence sitter, but I have to say both of these guys have a great deal of momentum on their sides, because both men know and understand fully the opportunity at stake.
The quickest path back to a championship.
The difference in temperature between my living room and this room is
Perez to advance to the finals of the Queen of the Ring tournament against Asuka on Saturday.
There's easily
went to back it up, and Cody Rhodes moves out of harm's way. And again, these two know each other so well.
10-15-degree difference between
Cody
rooms.
Now looking to put Jey Uso away. Figure 4 time. And Jey Uso realizing you can see the fear in his eyes.
Drew Sheamus Gunther versus that would be heavy hitting, but that would bring Drew.
Agonizing position for Jey Uso to be trapped in, shoulders down.
Is Jay gonna tap out to Cody Rhodes?
Then get one, Flyers.
Is Cody gonna advance?
Oh, let us.
Terrible situation for Jey Uso here. Cody Rhodes has the figure 4 locked in.
Think about all the damage being done as we speak to the leg of Jey Uso. Jay, who relies heavily on his super kicks, on the Uso splash.
Okay, Rhea in glasses is something.
Take away Jay's legs, it's going to take away a lot of his game.
Yeah, gets to the rope, forces a break. Great strategy by Cody Rhodes here. Pulling one out of the playbook of one of his dad's great rivals. And now, Jay caught him. I think he got him in the shoulder, right?
Shoulder or elbow, perhaps. Cody tried to protect himself, but body shot got the American Nightmare and an uppercut from Jay.
Yeah, Jay may start to build momentum. Oh, duck down in a big right hand by Cody. Paying homage to his brother there, and there's the Samoan drop by Jey Uso. Cover, hook of the leg. Is it enough? And a kick out by Rhodes. Winner faces Randy Orton Saturday. A lot of history, as we mentioned earlier, between these two men and Randy Orton. The Viper has not forgotten the controversial manner in which he lost last year at King of the Ring to Gunther.
Well, despite all the history that Orton
I really wish they weren't doing Night of Champions, man.
Expect it to be a very different style of matchup come Night of Champions when the King of the Ring crown is on the line.
Backing it up into the corner.
I think Roman Reigns will return at Night of Champions, ruin Seth Rollins cashing in if he comes. Not happening. They're definitely not. Roman's definitely not going to Saudi. Roman's definitely not going to Saudi.
Looking for the Kimura lock. Looking for the Kimura lock. It is in deep. He tapped Brock Lesnar out with this move, and Cody looking to do it to Jey Uso.
Been a minute since we saw Cody use the
Once
Kimura.
again, perfect position for the American Nightmare. Center of the ring. Jey Uso
It has
is in
been a minute.
Jay with nowhere to go. Cody's got him wrapped up good with the Kimura. Jay trying to make it back to a vertical base here, and sends Cody into the ropes. And now Jay for the sleeper who tapped out Gunther at WrestleMania to win the world title. And now Jey Uso trying to put Cody away.
Rhodes flailing wildly, trying to create some space, some separation from Jey Uso, who's trying to sink in the sleeper tighter and tighter.
Cody could be fading here. Our official senior referee, Chad Patton, right there as Cody collapses to a knee. Jey Uso with the sleeper locked in good.
You notice Jay putting his full body weight across the back of Cody Rhodes.
Flyers that tell it all is built.
Making Cody support all of Jay's weight.
And Cody now got to power Jay up if he can, but Cody may be failing. Jey Uso may be closing in on the finals of the King of the Ring tournament.
Jay continuing to squeeze with everything in his being, knowing he only may be a few seconds away from the King of the Ring final.
Cody trying to fight back into this. Jey Uso's got the sleeper locked in good. Does Cody have anything left? Trying to make it back to both feet. He does at least momentarily. Jay with his full body weight on the back of Cody. Cody may have only one chance, and that's to make it to the ropes, I believe. Jay's got it in good. Cody makes it to the ropes and dumps Jay to the floor.
Bye, Jay.
Buys Rhodes some time.
You hear Mona yelling.
First the Kimura, then the sleeper.
You hear Mona yelling and screaming over there.
Survive, at least for now.
Fortuitous turn of events for Cody Rhodes, who scrambled for the ropes and in the process dumped Jay all the way out to the floor.
They will if something happens while they're there.
Several seconds to attempt to regain his breath, regain his
something
bearings,
will definitely happen if
Cody back to his feet.
Like the uproar.
Here comes Rhodes.
Rhodes went for the suicide dive, and Jay caught him with the right hand. And things are starting to get nasty now.
It's nothing personal, it's just business. But the King of the Ring crown is worth that much to every superstar who seeks it.
I think this whole match is going to be something crazy.
Now Jay tried the Uso splash earlier, blocked by Rhodes. Rhodes beats him to the punch this time. Indeed it is, as the slugfest continues on the top rope.
Headbutt between the eyes of the American Nightmare. Cody Rhodes down. Jay still perched on the ropes, but look at Cody!
Cody scaling to the top rope.
Well done, Cody.
Great
Superplex.
by Rhodes into a superplex.
Good roll.
But how much did it take out of Cody?
Cody rolled to the apron. Jey Uso rolled toward the bottom rope. Who's gonna face Orton in the finals of the King of the Ring? Watch this impact.
Yo, Treebelt, thank you so much for the gift over on TikTok. Appreciate you. No, Roman's not coming back at Night of Champions.
Both of these men going through a tremendous amount of punishment here. That superplex took out so much from
I'd put a
Jey
lot
Uso
of
and
money
Cody
on
Rhodes.
that.
Critical moment of this match. Winner goes to the finals of the King of the Ring tournament.
I would put a lot of money on
We're entering the deep waters
Roman
of
not
this
coming
matchup,
back.
and both of these superstars are master swimmers. Neither is stranger to the high-stakes situation, the high-pressure situation.
Cody first back to his feet. Jey Uso in the corner, still trying to regroup. And Cody with a kick right to the midsection of main event Jey Uso. Cody smarting. May have injured his ribs.
Honestly, can we get Cena v Roman?
Jey Uso reverses it shoulder first into the ring post.
And now it's Jey Uso's chance, his opportunity. Jey gonna try to climb to the top rope yet again. Been thwarted the first 2 times he's done this. Now Jey crossbody, lateral press. For the win over Rhodes, who kicks it 2.
Well, crack mine, then follow him. How about you do that?
The exhaustion setting in for both of these men. Nearly 14,000 on hand tonight. The final Monday Night Raw before Night of Champions. Winner of King of the Ring gets a World Championship
Accepted
opportunity
by
at
Raquel, so
SummerSlam.
And now we know you're going on to face.
Battle
More of
test.
attrition
Should
here
have won
for
Money in the Bank, and you should have found yourself in later.
Who wants it more?
Will it be Rhodes? Will it be Uso?
Did Jay just say stop holding back? Cody, just give it to me?
Cody Rhodes, Jey Uso.
That was interesting.
Semifinals, King of the Ring tournament. Winner goes to Night of Champions Saturday to face Randy Orton in the finals. And this has been as evenly matched as you can get.
Right about that. Cody had the high ground for just a moment, but Jey made it whack to a vertical base.
And Cody now.
I'd love to see Cross beat Sammy in Saudi Arabia.
And Rhodes with what with a bionic elbow, and Jey Uso turns it into a right of his own.
You gotta give him that fuck.
Cody blocks.
Spit on that knife.
And Rhodes knocks down Jey Uso, beat him to the punch.
When you think Roman Reigns will be champion again? Don't think Roman Reigns needs the title anymore.
And now Jey with a power slam.
Dare I say, a very Randy Orton-esque power slam.
Yeah, sending a message to the Apex Predator, perhaps. And now Jey stalking his opponent. Oh, and maybe going for crossroads. Cody's finishing move. Cody able to counter off the second rope. Cody Cutter.
That's gonna do it.
To advance to the finals. Jey kicks out.
Go on, Jay.
Take another look at this flying blind in reverse. Cody delivers the Cody Cutter face first, center of the ring, but somehow Jey musters the will to continue.
WWE fans showing their respect for this tremendous semifinals matchup. Longtime rivals, now the best of friends, going at it to advance to the
Jay should know from
King of the
Roman
Ring
the
tournament
moves.
finals. Cody looking for the disaster kick, and Jey Uso.
Spear!
Spear by Uso! Cover! And Rhodes
I
kicks
thought the
it
referee
too.
was going to get pulled out the ring for a second.
And Jey Uso realized that was his chance.
Cody was looking for the disaster kick. Jey a step ahead. Thunderous spear takes down the American Nightmare, but Cody Rhodes
I thought that was it.
And the 13,433 here tonight at the Nationwide Arena in Ohio's capital city of Columbus.
Of course Roman does it
Enjoying
better
our
than
main
him.
event tonight. Rhodes and Uso putting it all on the line for an opportunity to battle Randy Orton at Night of Champions on Saturday. Critical moment in this match.
Cody Rhodes.
Almost looks like Jey Uso is trying to psych himself up.
Now, these two have taken so much out of one another. Jey now went for another spear, ran into a kick by Rhodes. Cody gonna go up top. Top rope, super! Cody, cutter for the win! Cover, hook of the leg! And Jey somehow kicked out again!
The hell?
The super cutter from the top rope. How the hell did
How
Jey
many people
kick
have
out?
forgotten?
And now it's
How many
Cody
people have
Rhodes
kicked out of that?
trying to psych himself
Who's my favorite
up,
wrestler of all time, or
understanding
right now?
He just connected with the heavy
Right now,
lumber.
it's Seth.
And Jey Uso stayed in this battle.
And somehow Jey's still alive. Cody survived a spear. Jey survived the super cutter. Now Cody firing up and measuring his man.
Cody just said, I'm sorry, Jey. This ends now.
Looking for Crossroads. Countered by Jey. Crossroads of his own. Cover on Cody. Jey Uso. Oh, and I thought it was going to be Uso and Orton, and Cody Rhodes stayed alive.
You,
I swear that guy behind commentary looks like Chris Bay.
Everybody in this arena was on their feet, but nobody's as shocked as that man, Jey Uso.
And Jey's got to be saying, what the hell do I have to do? Counter the Crossroads into a Crossroads of his own.
Right on the money, hook of
Here
the
comes the
leg.
shenanigans.
And Cody kicks.
We're about to get some. We're about to get some shenanigans now.
The emotion both of these men stir within the WWE fans is incredible. Jey kick to the face of Cody. Cody's down. Jey telling Cody to get up, get up. And another kick.
Okay.
This is just insurance. Jey Uso just wants to make damn sure. Oh, that's gotta do it.
This
Jey
has to
Uso
be
with
it.
a spear to Cody Rhodes, and Jey says that's it.
Get up there, Jey.
Cody doesn't appear to have anything left. And
Get up there,
gonna
Jey.
position
Oh, that's a
him
long
for
way.
the finishing move.
Jey, he's too far.
The Uso splash.
Jey, he's too far.
Cody Rhodes, though, back to his feet, up to the top rope.
Struggling on the turnbuckle.
Oh, my goodness.
That's it. With the Superman landing.
Cody Rhodes from the top.
That's the third massive cutter sustained by Jey Uso.
Hope Randy Orton was looking. And now, Cody Rhodes. Crossroads.
That's it. He's gonna hold on.
Cover. Cody Rhodes is in the
It's a good
finals
match.
of the King of the Ring.
I thought there was gonna be more to it, but that was a good match.
Your winner, the American Nightmare, Cody
Rhodes to a very game Jey Uso tonight.
Be nice to hear Randy's music hit.
A hell of a matchup.
Isn't horrible. All right, we are gonna TikTok. We're gonna. You can't go 0 out of 5 just because you're not subbed to the channel, Falcon. Come on, man. Like, you're not subbed to the channel. You're gonna get ads. Ads help the creator. You can't get mad, dude. I'm not gonna sit here and, you know. Well, everyone, I'm out. Take care. All right, Jeff, we are gonna do a Raw review in about 2 minutes here. So for those of you who want to stick around, TikTok, we are gonna end it over on TikTok, just because I have to have Discord running. So we are gonna end it. So have a good night, guys. If you want to come listen to the review, head on over to twitch.tv/MrTeshk or my YouTube channel. But the review will be up at 10 a.m. on Tuesday morning or Tuesday night, wherever you are in the world. But it will be up at 10 a.m. Eastern on the Straight Shoot channel. Or you just use your Prime sub. There's that. Just saying, dude, there's many options other than me losing out on money. Good night, y'all. Yo, Pidge, Pink, appreciate you. Take care. Have a good night. Just waiting on Jack here, guys, and then we will get to the review. Let's give them a call. Make that big. Drag and drop that. Oh, look at that. He's great. He's in a different studio. Look at this guy. Must be nice being in Vegas where you've just got the opportunity to be in different studios every single day. It must be nice.
Well, I wanted to mix it up for you. I felt like the past few weeks we've been running stale with the red couch. Now we got the bookshelves, we got the championship title, we have that other hat that we won't get into, but it was a great episode of Monday Night Raw, Teshk.
It was. Give me 1 second because for some reason I cannot find the Straight Shoot layout and I'm just clicking through random shit. So 1 second.
That PDF should be at the top of your files.
Well, no, it should be just on the display. The hell? Well, at least chat can see you, so it should be on this one. Straight Shoot double. Sorry, guys. Wow. How is Florida, Jack?
Dude, tons of bass fishing, tons of rock climbing. I got cut up pretty bad on both hands. Lots of rain for anybody that lives in Florida over the summer. It's sunny, then it's rainy, then it's sunny, then it's rainy, then it's sunny, then it's rainy again. We were out tubing yesterday, and I turn around, and there's this giant-ass black cloud coming our way, and it was pouring rain in the river. So that was fun. But it's good to be back in the desert.
There you go. What's the temperature?
How is it up in sunny old Toronto, Ontario?
Dude, it looks like everything's on fire right now.
Yeah.
Like, if you look at the heat map, it looks like everything is just on fire here. So it's very hot. It's very uncomfortable. So I'm just going through.
And it got you.
Oh, dude, it
got you pretty bad.
It got me bad. Like hospital with fluids and all kinds of fun stuff. And it's so funny. Like, I can handle heat. Like, I can handle being out in the heat. But this one, for some reason, it got me pretty bad. So it is what it is. I'll live.
Well, you're an MVP for pulling through, man.
I appreciate that, man. Let me just get to my download.
The people needed you to stream Monday Night Raw, so he streams Monday Night Raw, ladies and gentlemen.
I did, yeah, and I'm glad people kind of stuck around. So it's nice to see, but I would have preferred to not have been throwing up and such. So give me one sec, Jack. For some reason, something's missing here. I just want to. That file is like gone, so I got to go back to my emails and pull off the one from the editor. So give me one sec. Apologize, guys. I apologize.
Technical difficulties. What does everybody in the chat think about the ending to Monday Night Raw? I thought it was great in a totally unexpected way.
I'll see what the chat's saying first. But the chat right at the end seemed to be all on the same consensus that it was predictable, but it told a lot of good stories going through and set us up for a lot. But I think they're flying by the seat of their pants as well, because they are having to cancel things because certain talent have decided what they will or will not do when it comes to the Saudi events. So give me one second.
Crazy times we're living in.
It is crazy times, and maybe we can touch on that slightly. I don't want to get into a whole political conversation, but maybe we can chat on that for a little bit right before. There we go. And oh man, this is wild, this setup right now. Sorry, chat, one more second. Okay, we've got that. And because we have the new element. All right. Oh, vertical scenes. There we go. And straight shoot. Interview scene. Straight. We'll get there. There we go. Cool. All right, we're there. Welcome back to the channel, guys. We have just concluded Monday Night Raw, leading into Night of Champions, Queen and King of the Ring, whatever you would like to call it. Jack and I are back to do a quick Raw review. Jack, first things first, overall consensus on what Monday Night Raw gave us.
Monday Night Raw gave us a lot of, in what I would consider, clarity and conclusions to a lot of stories. Maybe not conclusions, I don't think that's the right word, but it gave us a lot of closure and a lot of things that we thought we were going to get, maybe like an interference from somebody in the main event. Or maybe we were going to get, you know, an additional thing to a story being told in a women's intercontinental title match. Maybe we thought we were going to see more in a story, but to what you just said before we went live here, some people are using some decisions that we've seen politically to, you know, give themselves an out of a certain story being told this upcoming Saturday in Saudi Arabia. So I thought it was very interesting to see how a lot of things were navigated. But nonetheless, I was very entertained. I'm always entertained by Monday Night Raw. Some Monday Night Raws people are disappointed by. Some people are very entertained and they feel like a story was paid off certain weeks, or we saw something that was really exciting, or we saw something that was really boring. I thought this was a week which we saw things that were predictable yet entertaining.
Yeah, I'm going to go down the exact same path as you on this. But I tend to be a lot more critical of Monday Night Raw because this is the show that I enjoy the most in the week. It doesn't matter what wrestling show you can put on. It doesn't matter if AEW is about to put on like an All In or an All Out that like 10 of the matches on the card are going to be 5 stars or more. Monday Night Raw is my show. I grew up with Monday Night Raw. I love Monday Night Raw. There was actually a cool spot tonight during Gunther's promo where he referred to it's not 1999 anymore. And I realized like 1999, I was a kid loving pro wrestling just as much as I love pro wrestling now. But to my original point, I am much more critical of Monday Night Raw than I am of all the other shows. Monday Night Raw tonight filled in a lot of holes in storylines and gaps that we had questions to. Obviously, the Liv Morgan situation, the Saudi Arabia situation, the women's tag championship situation, and there's another situation that the Karrion Kross situation. A lot of stories and a lot of information was given us today to make Monday Night Raw a lot better than the overall production of the show was. Overall production and matches, I have my opinions on that, but the show giving us what sports entertainment needed to give us, I thought it was top tier. So let's start off right at the start of the show. Seth Rollins cutting a promo that I will say that if you are to look at everything Seth Rollins has ever done on the mic, and I think I'm going to go to the COVID times, back to the Performance Center, where the Messiah version of Seth Rollins, to me, is still untouchable. If that was in front of fans, that would have been the most over Seth Rollins ever was. That story was perfect for Seth Rollins. We're getting more of this now, and the promo that Seth Rollins cut tonight is arguably in the top 5 promos that Seth Rollins, maybe even top 3, that Seth Rollins has ever cut in his WWE career.
And he needed it, right? Yes. I think Bully Ray always touches up on it on Busted Open Radio of Seth Rollins, ever since he turned heel, like has not given me like any real reason to believe of his heel turn. Even if you want to call it a heel turn, he really didn't really turn heel. He just joined forces with Paul Heyman in a heelish way, but remained the same character that he had been, right? It was like a mix of the Messiah and the Joker and, you know, the Visionary, like every version of Seth Rollins. The archetype, kind of what the Visionary was as a face, too.
Yeah.
And he kind of just did a minor heel thing, but he didn't really change his character all that much, even though that they gave him Braun Breaker and they gave him Bronson Reed, and he still hates CM Punk and he still hates Roman Reigns. Him turning against Sami Zayn was probably the most heelish thing that he did, considering that they were friends, but his character really wasn't all that different despite all of the heel pieces that they added to him. And Bully Ray didn't believe in the character. He's like, just give Seth Rollins a microphone and have him say whatever the hell he wants to make him a believable heel, to make him a believable guy that he hates the fans, because we really haven't seen that. The most heel thing that he's ever said was, I'm going to take all of you with me, even if you're kicking and screaming. I'm going to take you with me into the future, right?
Yeah.
Because you might not believe the vision now, but you're going to see that the vision was good and that I was the one that led you to it. Kind of in a babyface way, even though he was a heel. This was the first promo that made you believe, okay, Seth Rollins has officially turned on the fans, and he's also just raving about himself, about what he's going to do down the line and what he's able to do with the backing that he has. So I agree with you in the sense that this was one of his top 5 best heel promos of all time.
Yeah.
But at the same time, we finally got that version of Seth Rollins that we've been craving. For the last 6 months, we've been craving for a different side of John Cena that we really weren't seeing. We were getting like that whiny version of John Cena. That pipe bomb promo against CM Punk, that was the first time that we saw a heel John Cena that the fans could actually get behind, right?
Yeah.
I feel like tonight was the beginning of the start for this next era of Seth Rollins and what they're trying to do with him, Paul Heyman, Braun Breaker, Bronson Reed, and just about anybody else that could join. We're finally starting to see what that layer is going to be. That's what I take away from that promo tonight.
No, absolutely. And like you said, it's one of those ones that was desperately needed for this faction. I think the only thing this faction is really needing now is probably a name. and maybe a fourth member. I'm of the opinion that we're not done here. What Seth is building, I don't think we're done. And I'm really enjoying the rumors that we're hearing. And I don't want to jump into a Raw review and have it just a rumor mill review. But I like where and what I'm reading and where this could be going. So, no, Seth Rollins definitely needed this. Then we go into Braun Breaker versus Penta. First off, Braun Breaker versus Penta on paper is a PLE event match, man. And these guys...
already saw it at a PLE.
Yeah.
We saw it at the biggest PLE.
Yeah, and this gave us everything. Penta's so cool, man. That's the one thing I want to say about Penta. Like, you can make Penta lose, but he's gonna do it with style and grace. Almost like Eddie Guerrero did back in the day. If Eddie Guerrero was losing, he was losing in style. And Penta has that. Penta loses in style. And my God, did he ever lose in style today? Braun Breaker is treating the spear like an RKO at this point. It's just out of nowhere. This could be one of the greatest spears, top spears I've ever seen, because you know when you watch pro wrestling and you're like, okay, we can see where the match is going to end. I didn't see this. I didn't see that spot. I knew we were coming to the end, but I did not see that spot. This match was awesome all the way around. Even Penta doing the Mexican Destroyer, getting a guy the size of Braun Breaker around, even with his skill and ability that Braun Breaker has as an athlete, getting him around for that, and you can see it looked heavy in the move. It was well presented for the fans and everybody at home on TV. I was very happy with this match, and back-to-back segments to kick off the show made 35 minutes feel like 5 minutes.
Yeah, I mean, it just goes to show you the athleticism of Braun Breaker, too. Former NFL guy, tried out for the Ravens back in the day, obviously comes from a great bloodline of tremendous athletes and professional wrestlers with the Steiners.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I still think the greatest spear he ever delivered was on Carlito on Raw on the build-up to WrestleMania 41.
Yeah.
I think that was an amazing moment because you knew it was coming. You just didn't know in the capacity in which it was going to happen. And I agree with you. Braun Breaker's kind of utilizing the spear in the way that Randy Orton is able to hit the RKO out of nowhere.
Yeah.
You know, we've seen Edge hit spears out of nowhere. We've seen Goldberg hit spears out of nowhere. We've seen just about anybody do it. Roman Reigns has been able to do it on guys, you know, catapulting off the top rope and stuff. But like Braun Breaker does it in a way where he can truly hit it whenever he wants to, and in a speed in which nobody has ever hit a spear before. Was that match needed tonight? No, I feel like that was just like an added bonus for the fans tonight. You know, you had Cody Rhodes versus Jey Uso advertised. You had a women's Intercontinental Championship match advertised.
Yeah.
You know, so the people of Columbus got an amazing match that wasn't necessarily like, you know, they didn't need it, but it was an added bonus. It was the cherry on top. Two tremendous professional wrestlers, and given that Braun Breaker and Bronson Reed both lost their qualifying matches in King of the Ring, you could have easily seen Penta winning this match with, you know, a cause of interference or just like in a way to continue to piss off Seth Rollins about why his guys aren't winning. But out of nowhere, Braun Breaker hits that spear, and it reminds you of how dangerous Braun Breaker is.
Yeah.
It reminds you that, oh, he is the dog. The dogs are barking. This guy is the future of this company. Former Intercontinental Champion, well on his way to a world title scene at some point under the wing of Seth Rollins and Paul Heyman. That match reminded you that, yeah, Penta's great, and we're going to invest in him in the future, but don't forget about how great Braun Breaker is. He's a future WrestleMania main eventer.
Yeah, and we have touched on that countless times. So, and I think that won't be the last time we say this on this pod. So, I want to get into all of the backstage segments. And I don't mean we're going to hit and talk about all of them. I want to say how much of a key part of Monday Night Raw all of these segments were. First off, welcome back, Jackie Redmond. It's good to see her as an analyst back on the show. I think Jackie Redmond brings a different kind of style to Kathy Kelly. By the way, Kathy Kelly, shout out for putting me on your Instagram story tonight. That was dope. But no, overall, these backstage segments, the Adam Pearce segments, feel very 2020, early 2024, late 2023, where he was getting so overwhelmed and stressed out with like the Sonya Deville faction, where he needed a drink all the time. This version of Adam Pearce is what we need more of. Nick Aldis leans into his comedic side, but tonight's version of Adam Pearce felt very authentic to what we expect from Adam Pearce and all these really short segments that we get from him. Announcing the tag team titles will being defended, but also getting the announcement back to back there that it was AJ won't be wrestling in Saudi Arabia for the Intercontinental Championship, and we'll touch on that with Dominic Mysterio still being injured. And then we got the tag titles being on the line next week on Monday Night Raw against JD McDonough and Finn Balor. And then right after that, he basically had a lineup out the door with Grayson Waller giving him shit for not taking care of the New Day. Without Austin Theory, mind you, and we can talk about that in a second. But first off, let's get into the political side of things before we move on. Dominic Mysterio is not hurt. They said they announced that certain talent can decide if they want to go or not. I think Dominic Mysterio or AJ Styles has decided they don't want to go. I respect the decision.
Yeah, you gotta factor that in. Maybe it was AJ that didn't want to go, right?
I think it was more AJ.
You do think?
Yeah.
Interesting. I mean, I'll be interested to see how many more talent decides to opt out and if that's really going to affect Night of Champions. Because I don't, and I guess we'll get into, if we're going to get into it, let's get into it a little bit.
Let's go.
Certain superstars are definitely Republican. Certain superstars are definitely more Democrat, right? I know, I'd assume that the administration, the Paul Levesque of the world, we've seen him hang out with Donald Trump recently at a UFC event.
Yep.
I'm gonna assume that he's more red than he is blue. I know for a fact CM Punk is more blue than he is red.
Yep.
Would he pull out of this? John Cena, I don't know. John Cena's in Hollywood, man. I know Dave Bautista leans more blue than he leans red. I know The Rock probably leans more red than he leans blue. Given that, John Cena called CM Punk a capitalist the other night, right?
Yeah.
That reforms more on the red side, but I know CM Punk doesn't lean that way. So it's like you got to factor in political views. You got to factor in just overall safety.
I think that's the main one. I don't mean to cut you off on that. I think that's the main one of this. It's the full-on safety. Rumor is that there's a ceasefire in regards to things that are happening this week. Again, it's a
but can you trust them?
Exactly. It's a very volatile situation. Personally, I'm not looking at my political values on this. I'm looking at overall safety value for one, the talent and the crew, and second of all, the fans. I look at this and I'm like, it's $50 million. On the low end, it's $50 million. Is $50 million worth the potential loss of superstars and talent? No.
Not just like your whole roster.
Yeah.
The people that make you that 50 million, the people, the John Cenas, the CM Punks, the Seth Rollins, the Jey Usos, the Randy Ortons, the Cody Rhodes, the people that made you that $50 million deal.
Yeah.
Could you imagine?
No, I don't want to imagine. I don't want to imagine.
If something went wrong, that's your whole company.
Yeah. So, point being, you and I are both on the same side. I don't want this event to go ahead. From what I've read just before jumping on here with you, still happening. Not a fan of the idea. We were actually, I know it's a sick joke, but we were joking in my stream. Cody's probably not even allowed to use his pyro because it's going to look like a threat. I know it's a bad joke, but at this point, you never know with what is happening in the world. So I don't like it. You guys can let us know in the comments on what's going on, but let's move on. But
Do you think that there's a place in the States that they could immediately pin it to?
You could sell out. You could sell out Chicago in a week. You could sell out Barclays in New York in a week. You could sell out Vegas. You could sell out the Inuit Dome. You could sell out the Inuit Dome in LA in 24 hours. For a Night of Champions, you could sell that shit out. But they're choosing to do it this way. And you know what? Sometimes you just gotta think of the bigger picture. You could sell at MSG. There you go. Perfect. Somebody in the chat just said, go to MSG, Central New York. Boom. Done. I know it's a smaller stadium. Here's another one. Why do you have to go to Saudi? Go to the O2 in London. You could sell that out in a couple of minutes. You could sell out what was the stadium they were in for Backlash in Paris?
Yeah.
Go to
totally.
You know what I mean?
There's endless options, right?
Endless options, but
we also don't understand the confines of the money that's being invested. And I know, like, you can argue that their livelihoods are at stake potentially, given everything that's gone on in the last 48 hours. But we don't understand the contractual engagements that they have to fulfill. We really don't understand the contractual obligations that WWE has tied in with Saudi and what they have to do. So it's easy to say that they can just pick up their bags and go elsewhere, for everybody's safety that's involved. But we truly don't know what they're tied into, because I think Saudi Arabia would also have to agree to pull out in order for this to be kind of like an easy move for both sides to make. And Saudi Arabia has a lot to lose if WWE just pulls out.
I know I'm looking at it as a simple fix, but just add an extra event onto the back end of the contract. Like, seriously, you're not, if you're looking at the chance of human lives, talent lives, fans, and you never know how unpredictable things can be. Ceasefire or no ceasefire, it's a very uncomfortable situation to even talk about and fathom.
This is where you just give them a WrestleMania like 5 years down the line.
Oh, they're already talking. They're already talking now. Like, if you saw the reports drop earlier today, they're looking at doing two WrestleManias. Okay, you guys are gonna get your fucking WrestleManias. Here, enjoy it. Sorry, this frustrates me that, like, we have to talk about this. And I saw another thing today. Guys our age have now lived through a pandemic, 9/11, a couple of world-ending scenarios, and now we're looking at a potential another global war. And it's just like, why are we talking about this when we're involved in pro wrestling? Like, it shouldn't be involved and affecting pro wrestling, but because of money and, no disrespect, greed, this is part of the situation, and I don't like it. Can we get back to Monday Night Raw?
Yeah, let's talk about your favorite superstar, Bill Goldberg.
Fuck off.
Had an interview with Michael Cole.
Good interview, though. It made it feel real.
As a producer, well produced.
Yes.
One of the best produced backstage interviews. I mean, it wasn't backstage, but like it was like on location, right? That was a good interview. It helped build the match.
Mm-hmm. I liked it. I like Goldberg felt authentic. He felt like 1999 Goldberg. He felt real. Yes, he's older. Yes, his family was involved in this. The one thing I like is that they did give us that this is the retirement match. So the fans that are hating on this, and I know Michael Cole and Corey Graves kind of covered it at the end, saying, "Oh, what if you win?" And he's like, "Oh, it's an interesting dynamic then." That's cool, but at least the fans know that that line is probably not going to get crossed. Gunther's going to take a few bumps, but at the end, Goldberg's probably going to get choked out and get his swan song. He'll get his wave to the crowd, and off we go. But go ahead.
Or, the other alternative. Goldberg wins his final match. WWE adds prestige to the World Heavyweight Championship by having a Hall of Famer hold it. And then you got that guy with the Money in the Bank contract waiting.
That takes away from what our conversation was about the cash-in. I really like our first scenario regarding John Cena being the cash-in. I want to stand by that. Seth has made the world title, and he referenced that in his promo today. Seth made the world title what it is. I prefer that Seth Rollins gets his Night 2 WrestleMania main event with the undisputed WWE Championship and not the world title, and cash in on Cena or whoever's holding it. Deep down, man, after SmackDown, I can see Cena dropping to Punk and them running it back for one more time this year at SummerSlam. So
I don't know. I think if anything, John Cena, his promo, like I said, it gave us the heel John Cena that we've always wanted to see.
Yeah.
Like it's here. It's starting to cook.
Oh, yeah.
Which means that the fans actually like John Cena again, right?
Yeah.
I think that was a promo in which 14 years ago we saw CM Punk expose John Cena in WWE. John Cena just exposed CM Punk and TKO.
Oh, yeah.
14 years later.
Oh, I really enjoyed that because the two lines I loved is like, you're not the voice of the voiceless or whatever he said. He goes, you're a fucking millionaire, basically. It's like, dude, you know, you're a millionaire. You've done everything you need to do. You've made your money off all the people, you know, and like you said, you're a capitalist, you know, and you were, what did he say? You were the best in the world for 7 minutes 14 years ago. What a line. What a
Because if you really look back, like that was the biggest moment when he walked out of Chicago with that title.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Like everything else since then has been nostalgia leading back to that moment.
Yeah, exactly. Like actually everything CM Punk has done, minus his feud with Drew. You can't take away his feud with Drew because that everything that Punk has done since being back, his feud with Drew really stands out as something that will be watched back in 10 years and you're going to look at that and you're going to be like, holy shit, that was that damn good. Like that was that damn good. But everything else with Punk has seemed cookie cutter-ish. Like it almost irrelevant, but relevant to this build right now with John Cena, you know? And Cena, when we said last Monday that Punk violated Cena on the mic, I have never seen someone respond with their own violation of someone. And granted, this, I'll say this right now, my video of John Cena's promo goes up tomorrow on my channel. This was not Cena's greatest promo. I will say that.
No.
Like everyone getting super excited about Cena's greatest promo. He ripped off the pipe bomb and made it better. You can have your opinion that he might have made the pipe bomb better, but this was not Cena's greatest promo. I got two in my head that were better than this. The one on The Rock, where he called him out for writing his promo on his wrist. That, I honestly think, switched that entire rivalry for that match because fans were like, whoa, you know, the people's champion is just a sellout type thing. And then the other one was where he buried Roman. You know?
That's the one I was thinking of.
This was it was a very polite way of enhancing what the CM Punk pipe bomb was. He enhanced it and made it better.
I don't think you can look at that and say John Cena's pipe bomb was better because in order for a pipe bomb promo to be better, there needs to be an original pipe bomb promo, which is the pipe bomb promo in 2011, right? So he took a situation in which he got burned so bad a week ago that you knew that he had to come back. Like John Cena, like we talked about it, right? Like if there's one guy John Cena can't roast on the mic, it's CM Punk.
Yeah.
But he managed to do it in a way that we weren't expecting. You know, there was rumors of like, wow, it's John Cena versus R-Truth again. And John Cena versus CM Punk is just a few weeks away. What if CM Punk recreated the pipe bomb promo? Like there was like rumors of that, right? You saw it online.
Yeah.
Nobody thought that they were going to do it the other way around. Nobody thought like, oh, John Cena's going to, you know, hop on the turnbuckle when CM Punk was put through a table.
Yeah.
Like you didn't realize it until John Cena grabbed the microphone. I'm like, oh, he's recreating the pipe bomb. This should be interesting. Because if anybody could talk and like not have their microphone turned off, it's the franchise. It's John Cena.
Absolutely.
The only thing that would have made that better though, Steve, is if he mentioned like Kenny and the Young Bucks out of nowhere on WWE programming. Like, okay, he gives kudos to former guys from the past and uses their real names, right? Matt Cardona and Nick Nemeth's names being mentioned wasn't like all that surprising given that Nick Nemeth's in TNA, and they have that partnership. And
Yeah.
Matt Cardona is mentioned pretty frequently from Cody Rhodes,
Yeah.
you know, in interviews and stuff. So it's like that one wasn't really Claudio too. I feel like Seth Rollins recently mentioned him in a interview, even though he's an AEW star. So people had to like look into that. But like if you mentioned like Kenny or John Moxley or Matt and Nick Jackson,
Yeah.
like people are saying that he mentioned Claudio because of the CC initials, saying Colt Cabana,
Yeah.
not Claudio Castagnoli, and then Matt Cardona for Matt Jackson, and then Nick Nemeth for Nick Jackson. Fans are wild and speculating that stuff, but needless to say, I don't think I look at John Cena's promo as one of the greatest that he's ever done.
No.
Even in the slightest. I don't even think it's top 5. I look at the Roman one in 2017. I even look at the Austin Theory one in 2023.
The Austin Theory one was crazy. The Austin Theory one was wild. Like absolutely wild. Okay, so we've covered going into Saudi. Let's get into Jade and Roxanne. Don't think we were
the more I watch Jade Cargill wrestle, the more I fall in love, dude. Like she's awesome.
Yep, she is.
She's awesome.
She's a superstar. The finish was messy, and that's the only critique I'm gonna have on it. The match overall, great match. Finish, very messy. Didn't like it. Right pick, absolutely. But this is Jade's to lose now. This is Jade's to lose at Night of Champions, and I really think going into this tonight, I thought for a split second that Roxanne could be getting that push for this and bring more to the clubhouse. But overall, Jade is definitely, it's hers to lose, especially against the likes of Asuka. This is a big showing for Jade as well. Going up against Asuka in something like this, especially in Saudi Arabia, with how they feel about the women's matches, and I know they have gotten better, but Jade is very out there, and she's very, she loves to show her body off. So this right now is all about Jade's wrestling ability and talent in the ring going into this match. So it's a big pedestal against someone like Asuka, because they did tease EO Asuka tonight as well. So it's a big coin flip right now, and I am not sure how I feel about it, because I don't want to see Jade fold under the pressure. But I think this still builds to the SummerSlam main event that I mentioned a couple of weeks ago, with it being either Naomi versus Jade with Bianca getting involved, or Bianca Jade with Naomi getting involved and costing one of those two the title at SummerSlam. So this is huge for Jade.
Yeah, I mean that's still the dream scenario. They still have a long ways to get to that scenario in less than like 5 or 6 weeks. But I agree with you. But it is huge for Jade, because ever since she's came to the WWE, yes, she's been a part of some cool storylines, like the whole Naomi attacking her angle. Very cool, that wrote her off TV. Other than that, she hasn't really been in a world title scene. She really hasn't had like her big WrestleMania moment yet. She literally just, had a match with Naomi, which was great, but like I think it was like second match on the card at WrestleMania Saturday.
Yeah.
Second or third match. Like it wasn't prime time. Like she hasn't had her big WWE moment after being a star in AEW. So it'll be interesting to see how they book it, because Asuka's big return, last week or the week before, like she's probably going to be on the main event scene again. I mean, her versus Io Sky, sign me up, honestly. Like they're going to tell that story at some point, even if it's not at SummerSlam, they're going to tell it sometime down the line.
Yeah.
But I agree. I think Jade needs to win. I don't think Asuka needs the victory. She just came back. She's still fresh. She still is going to have momentum regardless if she loses to a megastar in Jade Cargill. So Jade Cargill versus either, like you said, Naomi, maybe a Bianca Belair. Maybe it's her just versus Io Sky. Or maybe it's her versus Tiffany Stratton. Like, there's so many different avenues that you can go down. But I agree. I think Jade Cargill needs the win. She looked impressive tonight despite a messy finish. I think she needs her big moment in WWE.
Yeah.
Since she signed in late 2023.
Yeah, it's been a long time. So I think we're at the point now that we need to either push her or, find something that's going to elevate her in a different way, like an IC championship. You know how she ran with the power, how she ran with AEW in the TBS championship. Maybe that's it. But if it's not a main title, then we got to look at something else, to be fair.
Right.
Okay, so now we got to look at Raquel and the women's tag championships and Rhea Ripley. First off, week after week after week, and I'm going to say this every night that Rhea Ripley is on my TV, this woman is the Cody Rhodes, Jey Uso, and Roman Reigns of the women's division. She gets a bigger pop than everyone but Cody and Jey and Roman when Roman's here. It is ridiculous how over this woman is. And she's at the point, I'm at the point that Rhea Ripley never needs to hold a title again. She is that over. Like, you get to a point in your career, like Roman or Punk, where really you don't need to put a title because they're their own entity. They're their own son. Everything just revolves around them. Yes, the titles are there and they're nice and shiny, but Rhea doesn't need a title anymore. She's that over. Wow. So I liked the way they went with this because it made Raquel and the Judgment Day thing kind of blend nicely, and we kind of got our answer on what we're going to do with the women's tag titles. I'm pretty sure next week Roxanne's going to get given the other tag title, and they're going to run with Roxy and Raquel, but there's going to be some form of tournament. But Raquel and Rhea have such a long-standing feud coming out of NXT. This made Raquel look like that powerful, dominant female that she is, and it just blended everything nicely. So it didn't bring Rhea's stock down. It actually put Raquel so far over that it was a really good, powerful segment.
You needed that for Raquel too, because now that she doesn't have her partner that honestly gets all the stock in that relationship.
Absolutely.
She doesn't really have a story moving forward. Her versus Rhea Ripley on paper, like before tonight, Steve.
Yeah.
I was thinking like this is Raw's version of Tiffany Stratton versus Nia Jax.
Yep.
Like you're just kind of regurgitating something that we've kind of seen already, but really haven't seen because we haven't really seen that layer peeled back from Raquel Rodriguez yet that hopefully we'll see down the line. Tonight was a good start.
Yep.
But Raquel Rodriguez, who's supposed to be dominant and hasn't really looked insanely dominant since joining the Judgment Day, now has an opportunity to step back out from under that shadow that she was under Liv Morgan, and maybe step out in a big way to where maybe she does pick up an upset win on Rhea Ripley because, like you said, she doesn't necessarily get hurt by any scenario now because she's the OTC of the women's division. Like she really is what Becky Lynch was 6 years ago.
Yep.
In my opinion, with Rhea Ripley. So like you have an opportunity here to elevate Raquel Rodriguez to another level to where when Liv Morgan comes back, she's on the same level, if not bigger. And it adds certain layers to this whole dynamic of the women's, all three women in the Judgment Day. You know, if you elevate Raquel Rodriguez to that level, then Liv Morgan's going to have problems. We already know Liv Morgan's got problems with Roxanne Perez. There's going to be a whole lot of dynamics going on with the Judgment Day that makes them so much more interesting moving forward and allows that story of the Judgment Day to, you know, continue down the line. We talked about it. If Finn Balor messes it up again and blows it all up again, will it really be the Judgment Day? I don't know. But maybe if Raquel Rodriguez, of all people, can get on a different level, maybe you add some intriguing stories there.
Absolutely. And she seems to have been, over the last year, kind of like the Braun Strowman. And I don't mean to use Braun Strowman as a reference to Raquel because of the relationship they had, but it just gives me a similar vibe. She's just kind of there. Even though she's a tag champion, it almost feels like she's just been kind of there. This against Rhea definitely elevates that stock for Raquel, which she desperately needs. All right, last two things. I want to get into the main event, and I also want to get into Sammy and Karrion Kross. Announced tonight. Karrion Kross, the fans have been heard. Kross is getting his match, and at Night of Champions of all things. First off, my opinion, I think this is the filler for AJ and Dominic Mysterio. They needed something. First off, that's the filler, and Sami Zayn needs to be on the card somewhere in Saudi Arabia. Like mentioned last week, it's a big event for Sammy. Karrion Kross, And Scarlett, what a performance by Cross tonight. That sell of the punch, because that punch looks stiff. Like
gnarly.
Like that looked stiff, and then Scarlett's like, "Oh, stop it!" Like knowing he's completely not hurt, which was pure Killer Cross in every facet. So, what is your opinion on them choosing to do it on Night of Champions? Because obviously, Sammy being in a big position over in Saudi Arabia, and secondly, is the Sami Zayn storyline the right direction for Karrion Kross?
So I do believe this is a filler match for AJ Styles versus Dominic Mysterio. And because it's a filler match, Steve, I think it's going to be treated like a filler match. We still don't know if Karrion Kross is re-signing with the WWE. We have no idea.
Yeah.
But if he's not, like it's rumored to believe that they're not going to renew his contract, this could legitimately just be a filler match with a guy who's just backstage, always trying to manipulate Sami Zayn, always trying to manipulate AJ Styles, always trying to manipulate everybody on the roster. This could just be a scenario where Sami Zayn has a clean victory over Karrion Kross, and Karrion gets his few jabs in.
Yeah.
Like, to me, I would not be shocked if that's the turnout that we saw when there's a lot of people online and a lot of, like you and I, who love Karrion Kross and want to see him get a big opportunity in WWE. We just haven't seen it, and I don't think this is going to be the beginning of that opportunity for Karrion Kross. I truly just believe that this is going to be a filler match that they were probably going to have on Raw one of these next few weeks anyways.
Yeah, that's what I thought
I don't think this is going to be a big moment for Karrion Kross like a lot of people think.
And I'm on the same level as you are on this. I thought this was going to be a match for next week on Monday Night Raw. Even when they announced it, I was like, okay, next week on Raw. Raw's stacked next week. We got the tag titles. We've got Sammy and Cross. I'm like, this is going to be great. Nope, Night of Champions. Whoa, okay. Let's go. Let's run it. If we don't re-sign Karrion Kross, this could be actually more damaging to his character. And if he goes over somewhere else, they're going to push Karrion Kross to the moon. Like they will push. They might even, I've already said it, I think Karrion Kross and kind of what they were doing with the House of Black, with Aleister Black, bring Karrion Kross in and redo the House of Black type thing. And we can do that on a whole other video. But I think this is a major filler match. And if Kross doesn't go over in this match on this stage and physically dominate Sami Zayn, there's a lot of problems that are going to be backstage for Karrion Kross, and the fans are going to have an uproar because it's like you're literally putting Kross in a no-win situation. Kross wins, he gets booed. Kross loses, WWE gets booed. So there's got to be something else involved in this, in my mind.
But also, like, can Sami Zayn ill afford to lose another match?
This is what I'm saying.
I feel like you're right. It is a lose-lose because it's like if Kross wins, good for him. But like, what does that mean moving forward for Karrion Kross? If Sami Zayn wins, yeah, Sami, I believe, needs the win after losing, in my opinion, a very weirdly booked match against Randy Orton. A great match. I just don't think he should have lost that match. And I think you're on the same wavelength as me, is that we did not think he was going to lose that match. Nope. And I'm assuming that a lot of people in the chat right now assume that he wasn't going to lose that match, but he did.
Mm-hmm.
If he just loses to Karrion Kross and they don't do much with Karrion Kross moving forward, it's the same thing of Austin Theory beating John Cena. It's like, yeah, great, he beat John Cena, but what did he do after that? Like, if Karrion Kross beats Sami Zayn, they have to book him well moving forward in the way that fans kind of expect, which they rarely do.
Yeah.
So I think it's a lose-lose for WWE in this scenario if Karrion Kross is to continue with the company. To me, in my mind, Sami Zayn's going to pick up a clean win over Karrion Kross, and then I don't think we're going to see much of Karrion Kross moving forward.
Yeah,
that's just my gut feeling.
That's kind of where I am as well, but it's concerning because it is a lose-lose situation. Unless it ends in Kross kind of just demolishing Sammy, in my mind, like badly demolishing Sammy, like brutalizing him, like true Killer Kross from NXT. Like if we don't get that, I think there's a lot of things that are gonna go by the wayside for Killer Kross. The main event, Cody and Jey Uso. With Randy winning, it was pretty obvious that Cody was going to go over. Only thing I want to pick apart on this, because this match was good. It was a good back and forth match. I think it boosted Jey a little bit because, like, when was the last time you saw somebody kick out of the super cutter? Like the super Cody cutter? I think it was Roman the last time that happened. So it really showed stock in what they're trying to make Jey Uso. For me, it wasn't believable enough, if that makes sense. It really doesn't, because he kicks out of a Cody cutter, he kicks out of a Crossroads, he kicks out of a super Cody cutter. Then they did like the basically superplex version of the Cody cutter, and then he still had to give him a Crossroads. And it just seemed like he had to put the entire arsenal on Jey Uso, and then Jey Uso loses again, and now we're back to the middle of 2024 again, where Jey was just losing. They were throwing stock at Jey Uso, but he was losing. So where was the emphasis on we should get behind this guy? And this goes back to Jey Uso not needing the title anymore because he's so overselling merch. It almost feels like they're just putting Jey in the situation because he's selling so much merch. And this is the only thing I can see, is he's a walking billboard right now. I want Jey Uso to be seen for his wrestling. And the way they started the match, it was a wrestling match. It was an old school 80s wrestling match. It almost felt like one of the Wild Samoans versus Dusty Rhodes. And then it got to almost like WrestleMania Night 2, having to throw everything and the kitchen sink in. So it was a good match. We knew Cody was going to win. Cody versus Randy, legacy, all that kind of stuff. Great. I think this was, for me, the most disappointing part of the night. I don't know.
I think it went as according to plan. I could have seen Jey winning, like I said, like Seth Rollins and Cody Rhodes having their stare down last week. I could have seen Seth Rollins' crew getting involved. That was my prediction last week. Obviously, we didn't see it, and the more I think about it, the more it didn't make sense. Seth Rollins was only out there last week because Jey pinned Bronson Reed, and he was mad. But yeah, I mean, I personally would have loved to see them hold off on Rhodes versus Orton. To where Cody like turned, or vice versa. Randy Orton probably turns on Cody Rhodes in that potential scenario for a feud down the line. Cool, we're getting an exhibition. Face versus face, #1 contender. Maybe it ends in a way where Randy Orton is involved in the WWE title match at SummerSlam, and it's not just a one-on-one match between Cena and Rhodes. Because personally, I think that's the road they should go down. I think this should be like a mega, like, triple threat, fatal four-way, six-pack challenge scenario at SummerSlam to continue to build to the Cena-Rhodes match, which eventually will happen down the line where Rhodes wins back his title.
Yeah.
But I don't necessarily love Jey Uso losing a big match to Gunther 2 weeks ago, only to win a big fatal four-way and pin Bronson Reed, which made him look strong.
Yeah.
Only to lose again. I know he's losing to like the franchise guy right now and the biggest babyface in the company, and I get it. Like there's no shame in losing to Cody Rhodes.
No.
But it's just I don't love how they're booking him right now. Not to sound like Rikishi or anything, but it's like what are we doing with Jey? What's Jey's stock going to be going into SummerSlam, and what's that match going to look like? Because as of right now, I don't know what Jey Uso's plan is for SummerSlam.
I think you're on the right track, especially with SummerSlam being 2 nights. I think it's going to be like how they did WrestleMania 40 with the tag match being the main event, and whatever the stipulation of the tag match is how the night 2 is going to go.
Interesting. I didn't think of it that way.
Yeah, I think there's going to be a lot of other avenues they can go down with each storyline. So I can see them playing that. It's a great situation to have with the 2-night PLE. You don't use it all the time, but when you use it, holy shit, is it fucking brilliant when they use it. And I think with every major player that they have involved right now, this is an opportunity to use it. And I don't know what the story could be here, but I'm okay with sitting back and enjoying it and understanding it. So that's my thought on it. Like saying we don't know where Jay's path is for SummerSlam. There's an option of him still being involved in the world title. If Randy wins King of the Ring, which I'm pretty sure Randy lost last year, I don't think Cody needs it because Cody can just get a championship opportunity whenever he wants. But I think Randy losing last year, type thing, I think he getting that redemption kind of thing. I think it's better for Randy, and then it could line up John Cena again, or Randy could go for the world title. Doesn't matter which way, but I think Cena's the more predictable. So if then you can put Jay right into the title picture again at SummerSlam. But Jay's got so many paths. There's a good opportunity for it. But I think Queen and King of the Ring, globally, professionally, and on the entertainment side is going to be a very interesting weekend. And I'm looking forward to doing the review with you this weekend on that, because we could have a lot to fucking talk about. That could be a 2-hour show at that point. And sorry for the F-bombs and all the swearing on this one, guys, because I'm a little heated on how things are going. But Jack, I'm going to let you start it off this week. What was your overall rank of Monday Night Raw this week?
I believe I went 8.5 2 weeks ago, 7.5 maybe last week. I'm going to go 7 this week because there was a lot, but at the same time, it didn't really give me like the same sting that the last week or two gave me on Monday Night Raw.
Yeah.
We had Ron the Truth Killings reveal himself and cut his hair, right? Cena and Punk had their promo in Phoenix. We had Gunther and Jey Uso. Like, that was a great Raw. And then last week we had tremendous Fatal 4-Way matches.
Yep.
We just had bigger moments to where this week just kind of felt predictable, right? We did get Jey Uso versus Cody Rhodes, two of the biggest stars, two of the biggest baby faces, one-on-one. Predictable outcome.
Yeah.
We did see a women's intercontinental championship match, but it ended in a very predictable manner with Lyra Valkyria, right? There were moments in which you thought like they could do something big here, but they didn't really do it. So to me, and I think Rikishi would agree with me, wasn't the best Monday Night Raw of all time, with the ending and everything. So I'm going to give it a 7 because, again, on paper, it was great.
Yeah.
And I don't really look at it as bad Raw. They could have done more.
Yeah. I think with the time, because they did go 2 hours and 35 minutes tonight, or 37 minutes. I'm actually going to go right with you on this. Because of so the way I look at it, matches and then the backstage stuff. The backstage stuff made up for kind of what the matches were tonight. And the promos really took the cake. I think, again, I could talk about Seth's promo all day long. I'm going to go with a solid 7 out of 10. Just because of the backstage segments. And we didn't even touch on this one, but the Rhea Ripley, Adam Pearce, 8-second thing that we got, I thought was pure gold. It was just like Pearce being like, yeah, I've given up on my night. Rhea, you can have whatever you want. And I thought that was fantastic and just shows how powerful Rhea is. So yeah, 7 out of 10. I'm going to go with that. And I think I did 7 last week as well. So solid show. The one thing I have found is a lot of the Raws leading into the PLE have fallen flat this year. It's almost rinse and repeat. If there's a Raw coming up and there's a PLE at the end of the week, that Raw is just me. So luckily we did have a couple of decent parts to it. So I'm good.
But luckily SmackDown's getting good again, so.
Very strange though. SmackDown 8 p.m. Eastern this weekend. Even though it will already be, I guess, recorded. So
I'm assuming that they pre-taped it.
Yeah, definitely going to be pre-taped. So we're going to get a lot of results. And then next Monday, 6 p.m. Eastern, Monday Night Raw. I don't understand. I don't understand this. So anyways, guys, let us know in the comments what you thought of Monday Night Raw. If you don't follow us, my name is MrTeshk. This is Jack O'Hara. all of our socials are in the description below. Make sure you click the like and please comment on this post, and make sure you tell us how, you know, burnt Jack looks from his weekend in Florida. I don't know. Anyways, guys, like always, be good people. All right, give me a sec.
Do I look burnt?
You look burnt. Like you can tell when the sun hits you or the light hits you at certain parts. You got like red face. So,
well.
I just want to stop the recording for a sec. Cause would you be willing to do a video for my channel?
Yeah. What do you want to do?
I want to talk about Saudi.
Yeah.
Like basically what we just did, but I want to dive a little bit deeper into it because I think nobody's really done it yet.
Yeah, I mean, it's interesting because, like we've talked about before, a lot of people lean left in the wrestling community, even though, like, I feel like the company is pretty red.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I'm not afraid to talk about that stuff. I'm pretty, like, factual about some of the stuff that's been going on, and
okay, cool.
I feel like we are in an age where, like, cancel culture is not really, like, at least when it comes to politics, is kind of evaporating.
Yeah.
From what I've seen.
Hey, listen, been canceled once this year. I can probably handle it again.
You got to lean into it, man. You got to lean into it.
All right. I'm going to record this one offline. So chat, thank you so much for sticking around and being here. They didn't lean right for Hulk Hogan. No, they did not lean right for Hulk Hogan. All right, guys. I will see you guys tomorrow night for Monday night or Tuesday night NXT. Hopefully they allow Blake Monroe to actually lean into her character and they don't